Ladies and gentlemen, the Season 2 draft has commenced, and in this video, for the first time, we are booking in Season 2. And of course, I am not alone because Cheek is here.
I love Mr. Iguana.
Valid Canada. Thoughts on Mr. Iguana?
That's the noise he makes.
That's true, and if you want to see make sure to go to the description of this video. I got to be careful. There's a link where you can get but not in the way you think. On our TikTok, we posted a Mr. Iguana video. This intro is off the rails, but we'll take it. Season 2, baby. Check us out on TikTok. We're starting to upload a lot more TikToks. We're putting those on YouTube Shorts as well, some of that stuff. But if you're on TikTok and can give us some love over there, it would be appreciated. And we're going to load it up, and I'm going to kick it off here for our booking session. So as a refresher, I did have an email come. I didn't think it would be here, but as a refresher, Tommaso Ciampa, since we brought him back, let me know that he was upset that I had released his tag team partner because we released 87 people at our WrestleMania to jump into first place. So luckily his morale did not tank, but it did take a small hit. For a commissioner goal here to kick off Season 2, Falls Count Anywhere match for a pre-match physio. Physios are cool. Falls Count Anywhere are an immediate stamina drain, so we'll kind of see how the show goes. Might do it, might not. And of course, with the new season, we have new seasonal challenges. Knocking out 5 of these gets you a trophy. And again, our standings are just based off of fans, but if one of us at some point or Armando get to 10 trophies, that triggers the end of the game. So trophies don't matter for the standings, but they will trigger the end of the game. So you got to be kind of mindful of that. Right now, we're all at 3 apiece, but as we get further and further and hopefully get more and more episodes this year, that could start to really come into play. So for my season challenges here in Season 2, 10 steel cage matches, which will be tricky because those end feuds. So that'll be a tough one. We'll see. 10 TLC matches, very doable. 10 shows with a training promo. Not hard, just got to be mindful of it. I do occasional training promos, but usually not enough to where I probably wouldn't have 10 shows with one without going for it. But Against School 3 is a really great card. Book 10 tag team matches. That'll be easy. That'll happen over time and get me a random card. 10 shows with the self promo should happen naturally over time for a random card. 3 power cards during 1 week 3 times. Felt like I was trying to get my word limit on an essay reading that.
10 people died in the Bronx last night due to a fire that killed 10 people in the Bronx last night during a fire.
So 3 different times this season, we have to hit triple power cards. This probably won't be one I'm going for intentionally, and then towards the end of the season, we might push it, depending what's going on. 5 shows where every match has a different match type. So these are your stipulations. I'll double check that. I always have to double check that one. Last season we had the different match rules, which was singles, tag, fatal 4, triple threat. In this case, everything needs to be a different stipulation, but I'm curious if PLEs are a cheat code for this, where like if as long as I don't book what the intergen or the cross-branded matches are, maybe I get that. We'll have to see. 5 shows with 12 or more superstars should be pretty easy for Get School 3. I make 3 superstars very happy. We already did that with 1. So 2 more of those and we get a random power card. That should be easy. 3 backstage brawls will be expensive to do, but if we do it, we can boost backstage brawl later. So don't hate my challenges, don't love my challenges, but we can make that work. Logistics coming into Season 2. I'm thinking, honestly, we might be making an early logistic upgrade because on our draft night, if you haven't watched the draft, hurry up and watch it. But on the Wheel of Draft Destiny, I owe Canada $100,000 after the first PLE, which is going to be a little bit tough. But I've got to be mindful of that because once I pay him that money, it might be hard to get some logistic upgrades. So I obviously need to make sure I'm paying him so I don't incur a tax on that amount. Got to make sure I have $100,000, but we'll probably look to...
The bank's coming for you.
Yeah.
Bank of Canada, too.
And also, I'll say, because on the spot was when I said we would have like an interest rate if I didn't make the payment. So saying it so it's in a video here, we got it in history. So the way we're going to do it is if I do not pay Canada $100,000, I have to pay him everything I've got, and then whatever's left over, 3 times that is what I have to pay him at the next pay-per-view. So that's my interest, and that's how interest feels once in a while. Okay,
True.
Predatory loans. That's what we are here at CodyVerse. We're a predatory loan. So, your quick math example here, if we finish the first PLE, I have $80,000 in my bankroll. I have to give all $80,000 to Canada. He'll technically have to give me $1 back because of the rules of the game, but you get the gist. All $80,000 go to Canada. That would leave $20,000 left over, which would mean the next pay-per-view I owe him $60,000 to triple it. So we're going to make sure we've got the money, but that's kind of how we're vibing here. We've got a special promotion card. Oh, the costs have changed on the power cards.
Holy moly.
And I believe that is when you're on extreme difficulty. I don't know if the other difficulties have it, but basically the further we get in, it becomes easier to make money because you're in theory upgrading your logistics and everything. So in our setup, the power cards will see their costs, kind of go up season to season as we're able to bring in more bankroll. Special promotion, contract negotiation, injury. Contract negotiation always tempts me because you never know when you're going to have random free agents. Special promotion is always solid, but I don't know if I'm going to grab that here. And then the last refresher from the draft here, because we did see the cards come through for my draft picks. I had 5 draft picks get me power cards. We got 2 bad publicity 3s, which is crazy. We got a network special. We got a contract negotiation. And we got this pre-match physio.
Blessed.
So yeah, we got not only did we get 5 cards, but we got really good ones there. But we have a card
big boy
that we're using right here, episode 1. I'm not wasting time. Episode 1, new season. Next Immortal you sign is free this week. We are
buddy.
no point wasting time.
Cheek's like, who am I getting?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, dude, this looks so exciting for me.
But but very genuinely, it's kind of one of those things, holding onto that card, the longer I hold on to it, the more kind of less value it has. So knowing that there's a good chance this person gets taken from me, we're going to go right in. We're just going to do a wide open search here.
Like, too bad Sheamus wasn't a legend, because then Cheek's not stealing Sheamus.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
So, daddy.
All right, so let's take a look at who Cheek is going to get here. But of course, you can see right there, the value is literally 0 all the way through. Like, that's so nuts.
You'll get one good match out of him.
Yeah. Could give him a championship tonight, though, and then that would technically protect him for a little bit.
Ooh, true.
Don't know if I'm going to do that, but we'll kind of see how it goes. So first, Macho Man. Obviously Mach has the 5 promo. Got the most popularity out of this group with 68. False Count Anywhere specialty, gets a power card if you bring it back, and switch to Bruiser Backstage Brawl. Gets a free physio after each PLE for China. Submission match specialty, power card, can change to a Bruiser. Gauntlet specialty, and Workaholic. She gets 8 instead of 6 stamina if she cuts a promo. 3 out of 5 promos, 64 on the pop. 74 stamina. Mach is at 78. Dutty Rhodes is a 5-star on the Mike Daddy. He's got TLC match and Gauntlet Eliminator as his specialties. Interesting, optimistic. He gains morale after every PLE, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. He's just, look how happy he is in that picture. And then basic morale. So loses less morale over time and then gains morale after the PLE. And then finally, we've got Farouk, 3 on the mic, 57 pop. He gets 1,000 fans every time he participates in a match. Submission match specialty along with last man standing. Less likely to get injured and can change to a giant. Okay, so... Man, this is tough. I was hoping there'd be people that I could immediately rule out. And like China would be super clutch for the women's division. Can come in as a giant, help me out there. Dusty Rhodes and Macho Man are just both like would be really fun to book during the 3-4 weeks I have them. But Farouk with that last perk is super interesting to me. Just because I could kind of book him in a lot of matches here early and just kind of grab some fan gain. And then obviously, it's not guaranteed Cheek's going to steal this sign. He could steal someone else from me. He could steal from Armando. If Armando goes and gets somebody he wants, might steal, a level 5 from Canada just to ruffle his feathers a little bit. Damn. Oh, this is tough. I really thought this would be an easy decision, and it's not. I'm going to rule out Dusty. We had Dusty super featured on 2K24. And God bless.
Yeah, go watch that if you want to see me, Daddy, in the 2K24.
That they
very
ruled.
featured, Daddy.
And he could still be featured in 2K25, but not yet. I think I'm weird. I don't know if I'm overhyping.
I'm weird. Oh,
That's true. I don't know if I'm overhyping that 5th perk. Like, that has me really tempted to grab Farouk.
Yeah, it's got you bricked up.
It does.
Bricked up.
Well, because, you think about I won by 1,100 fans. Like,
That's true.
if I book Farouk in, say, 10 matches, that's 10,000 fans that I just get.
Every fan matters. Just like every subscriber matters. Subscribe to the Cody.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel while I try to figure out what the hell to do here. Oh, man. So I'm between Farouk and China. Okay, I'm gonna look at the roster quick that I have just to refresh myself on kind of what we're looking at with our superstars here.
Chat, he was so confident. He's like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm so locked in."
Oh, I had my whole card prepared, and I told these guys the free agent search might throw me off, and the free agent search absolutely threw me off. Because I just thought, I thought there'd be a couple people I could just rule out right away, and now I'm just like, damn.
Rule
out. Fuck. Okay, we're going China.
Oh,
China.
Fuck.
China.
Nope, I'm going Farouk. I'm taking fans. I'm taking fans.
I gotta think about how do I take that soundbite back?
Farouk.
No, we're gonna take the fans as long as I can get him. We'll see. Again, he might not be on my roster long, but we're gonna bring in Farouk, nation domination style, and then now you can see not free anymore. Oh
No.
oh.
Crazy.
Next thing I'm just curious about. I'm not gonna do this, but I just want to know. Okay, so you could make a signing and then just get money.
That would be so good for the NXT Mutiny brand too.
Oh yeah, true. All right, so Farouk is in. Now we can get our show rolling here. So this part I do feel fairly confident in, most of it. So on the women's side, for a women's title feud, we are going to start with Io Sky versus Tamina. Couple high rank XPs, giant cruiser battle there. We'll probably just go ahead and get the belts assigned here in this first show. That way we're getting those popularity boosts throughout. For the women's tag team, we are going to have to turn Kairi Sane, but we're not going to do that this week. We're going to turn someone else this week. So we are going to go ahead and try to get this kicked off, which is going to be the Kabuki Warriors versus the Meta 2 women's tag titles. Obviously, the rating on this could hurt a little bit because it's one face, one heel on one of the teams, but we'll get Kairi Sane to turn later on. Superstar we are turning tonight is going to be Xavier Woods. So Woods is going to become a naughty boy to pair up with Kofi. And again, if you've missed the draft or forgot, the Xavier Woods that popped up in our automatic roster now as they made updates is the Showcase Woods, which is around 2017. But Kofi Kingston is current day, so that's why they have different rules. It also, I didn't dawn on me until I was kind of planning out this card, that also could mean that Kofi and Xavier won't have immediate chemistry because it's two different eras. So we'll get the chemistry. I plan to team them up, but it could take me a little longer than originally anticipated. So the plan is for them to feud with the Motor City Machine Guns, but we're going to have another tag feud going on, which is going to be the NWO going up against Fraxium. So we're gonna get this feud going. My thinking was I thought about doing NWO versus the Guns, but that'd be both my level 25s before the signing of Farouk. But it'd be 2 level 25s versus 2 level 20s. Whereas I felt like I could use this to kind of continue Axiom's momentum that Cheek built up in season 1, but then also get Nathan Frazier kind of kick-started on his side a little bit as well. We're going to put tag titles on the line to get that covered, which then kind of gives me, sort of for lack of a better term, kind of the leftovers here of how I want to assign and move the needles. So one of the things we're going to do is, because Farouk is a bruiser, we're going to give a pretty big opportunity to Charlie Dempsey out of the gate. They got bruiser fighter. Charlie Dempsey was kind of a wild card for the show, pending who I signed. But we're going to put the world title on the line here. If Farouk gets it, he wouldn't be able to be stolen while he has the belt, but I'm not going to intentionally force him to keep the belt all year. We live and die by the rando here, but very likely to win. But Charlie Dempsey might pull off that upset. That leaves me one more spot on this opening show, which we are going to try to get a feud started with Tatum Paxley and Julia, bruiser fighter, for that matchup. Hopefully they can build up, and then one of them could challenge whoever comes out of the women's title feud. For the next promo, tag team call out, we're going to have the Guns call out the New Day. Try to get that tag feud kick-started for those guys. Then we've got Ciampa. We're going to do Ciampa with a training promo, since that wasn't the initial intention, but since we got to do 10 shows with a training promo, let's knock one out. It's very hard to get from level 20 to level 25, so we'll see if Ciampa can have me a nice training promo, get some good progress. And then our last promo here, same thing. We got the Challenger self promo, so we're going to let Kofi self promo there. We'll change up the order here. I still think these guys main due to the level 2 level 25s, Axiom being a 13. I think 17 and 18 with Giant Cruiser. I think this opens for us. We'll see. Charlie Dempsey might shock the world for me here, but we're going to leave that in the middle. So Falls Count Anywhere match could get me a physio, but I already have one, and I know that's going to be a big stamina drain. Next thing I want to do is I do want to grab this right now. So set it there at the top. I'm going to owe Canada money. So coming out of the first PLE, I don't know where my money is going to be exactly. It's probably not going to be in a great spot. So coming off the draft, you tend to have kind of the most in your bankroll that you'll likely have all season, unless you're like Armando and have 500K and get an angel investor. So we are going to go ahead and make our arena upgrade. We had the exact amount of assets we needed. So that gives us a bigger capacity, better ticket price, better show quality. Start grabbing that money. And I think I'm golden. Contract negotiation does tempt me, but I think I'm going to hold because I've got a bigger one at the moment.
Gonna hold a bigger one.
And I think...
who's next?
I think we're golden, so we're going to send it in to one of these gentlemen.
We're sending it into Daddy. Let me grab the sticks. All right. Triple H appreciates my efforts last year. Things need to improve. We have a reputation to maintain. All right. All right, the gloves are off.
Oh
NXT 2.0 to the top, you son of a bitch.
Gloveless Cheek is crazy, dude.
No.
Oh, gloves off. Degloved. All right, Sandman. Last I checked, you would book a big arena and put me in a show there. You didn't, you son of a bitch. If you want to follow through, you should have just said no from the start. And he's very... Damn, all right. Shit start. Uh-oh, not happy losing my strap last week. Then why'd you lose the match, dipshit? As a former champion, I'm enacting my rematch clause. I want a rematch against Jimmy and Jay. Nobody else better get a shot at the men's tag title before me. All right.
Sure.
Oh,
here we go.
Cards. I know a guy.
That's
just
it.
one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Card.
Oh, you got one. You got one of your things already. What the hell?
Yeah, you know it, baby.
Bang.
You know why? Because I make 3 superstars happy.
Smiling with
Damn.
teeth.
All right. A couple other ones.
Power card.
10 tables for the tables master. No pain, no gain. Book 10 shows with a training promo. Hell in a Cell. 10 Hell in a Cells. 10 tag team matches. Book 5 shows where every match has a different match type. Ooh, that one might be tough, but to the moon's juicy card. Gauntlet Master, 3 gauntlet matches. Promote 3 superstars to a new rank. We'll definitely grab that. Start 5 rivalries by using run-ins. That one might be tough. I'm not a run-in guy. That's more
Guy.
I'm just not. Book 10 shows with a self promo. So a lot of mine are pretty straightforward. Just book 10 different shows with different things is more or less most of mine. So a lot of these will kind of just get organically. So that's kind of a brief rundown. And we already got one, dude. On our way to the trophy. So that's kind of the rundown. And then get schooled 3 if we ensure the least popular bruiser is in a match. Let's just go right now. See who that would be. Let's see.
Bruiser.
Damn. It's
Uncle
Uncle Howdy.
All
All
right.
right. We already got it going on. So let's go. All right.
Got it going on.
So we're going to go ahead, hop in right here, right now, real fast. We're going to get the tag team going. We're going to get Jimmy and Jay. You know what, Uncle Howdy, you son of a bitch. You want a match? Well, guess what? There's no more Eric Rowan, so you're going to get The Fiend Bray Wyatt as your tag team partner. And the tag titles are going on NXT 2.0. And then we're going to go ahead, then we're going to keep it rolling.
Oh, he fired down.
Damn.
No.
Yeah,
We're going to
he
keep it
exposed
rolling.
himself. Sugar crash.
Nah, we're going to get Sol Ruka, and she's going to have it out with Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport, that is going to be your women's title match. And then we are going to go, and I need to get Javon Evans involved early, and he is going to go against the high flyer, Ilya Dragunov.
Okay.
And then we need more tag team wrestling. So we're going to have Candice LeRae with Kiana James and Fallon Henley and Thea Hale.
Come up.
Let's go. And the tag titles are coming on. It's going to be a saucy night on NXT. And then your main event. It's going to be deadly because it's a fatal 4-way. We are going to have Giovanni Vinci. We're going to have Gunther's big ass. We're going to have Triton's big ass out there. And last but not least, we're going to have Sandman. And Sandman's going to put his title on the line early, folks. That's right. What a stacked card, brothers. All right. Whew. Let's do follow-up tag teams with tag teams, even though this mid-card doesn't really matter too much. But that's kind of the card. That's kind of what we're working with right here in the right now. Pretty stacked, pretty solid, huh?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. Juiciness. All right. And then we do have some things. See, dude, I only got 3 bodies left. I can't even do all the things I want to do.
Godlike could bring you a new body.
Yeah, you do have a godlike, and you have like 17 cheat codes and like.
All right. So, sorry, had to do something there. All right, training.
Dang.
Trainings is one of our stipulations to get a trophy. You know, get a little card if I achieve enough. So. We're going to have Braun Breaker just get in there and just train. We got to push him. We got to get him to at least a level 20 very quickly this season. And then, ooh, pretty deadly. They're just going to sit back. You know what? These boys are close to getting to level 10 too. So even though the training is already achieved for this card, we're actually going to go ahead and invest in some of our own. And we're going to keep pushing these guys. If these guys can get to a level 10, that just makes things so much higher quality on our show. So we're going to get them involved. So, all right. So we're getting Get Schooled 3. We're knocking out this promise to Uncle Howdy. We're just on fire. We already got one of our challenges completed. So now, what do? We got 15,000 spent on this show. So we got, about 325,000 roughly to spindle end here. So we're gonna go to the power card section. And as the boys have said,
Yes.
we do have a godlike. Ooh.
I just get excited for big signings.
You're excited.
Feel these
All
looks.
right. There we go. Select opposing brand, reduce their logistics. Ooh, man. Queens of the Ring. Dude, I keep saving this if I just do a card where I have like the whole card full of women's matches, but then that would require an ass load of females.
That's true.
And I do not have an ass load of females. Castle Raid, opposing man steal 10. I do have 2 of these. I can't be played in the first week. I do have 2 of those. So that is something. You guys keep pounding me. I could stack it up and get 3.
Precision
Just wait
3.
for me.
It's true.
And then fresh meat, reduce the price of the next 3 superstars you purchase by 50%. So
I
could
forgot
book-
about you having that one too. That could be like, obviously, this would be insane, but like you could use Godlike, get a level 25. You could steal 2 level 25s, and then you could pick a week where you have a bunch of money. You could use your fucking Clash card, get a bunch of money, boom, fresh meat, boom. Now you got even more signings. Like
He could literally sign 4 legends right now for
I can
like
get-
3 and 50% off.
Yes.
Damn.
I
Yeah.
could.
That's why I was saying, man, like some people want to count Cheek out. You know, I'm saying new season, he's got the plethora to get a top tier roster. But of course, again, it's a lot of cards, it's a lot of chaos, it's a lot of math, but it can happen.
A lot of meth. All right.
Hell yeah.
So I too could upgrade my arena if I wanted to drop a fat wad. Could do a couple minor things here. I could unlock a casket match, get the last man standing, false count anywhere. Could get special guest referee, which would be pretty clutch, I might say. Special guest referee, the special match of Triton's big ass. But or like the boys said, I got some nice cash right now. I could use this fresh meat and get an influx of superstars. I could do the godlike, but I don't know. I know what's out there.
You only
I
know
know
4 that's out there. There's more.
I got China left out there. Dutty
There's more.
Road.
There's plenty
What?
more. Austin, well, I'm assuming last year we had some random people not be level 25s that we assumed, but
Boston Rock. We don't got the 09 Rock in this year. I think we got the
we did the modern one. We did the final
Hell yeah.
boss. So I think it'd be, oh shit, there you go.
oh man.
So there's the looks. Eddie, Ray, Devon, Honky Tonk Mang.
Only
Ooh.
don't.
Damn. All right. So I got a couple cruisers and a fighter. Cruisers and a fighter. Let me see.
And then as you're looking
'Cause
at them
we're-
too, you'll be able
'cause
to
we're-
change them if needed.
Okay, right. Because we're cruiser, giant, fighter, bruiser. So if I bring in a fighter, if I bring in the Devon, but
Testify.
man, oh man. Let me see. 4 out of 5 on the mic. 4 out of 5 on the mic. 4 out of 5 on the mic. Okay. Honky Tonk Man. Superstar's chance of being injured reduced by 10%. He can also be a cruiser if I wanted him to be. Devon. Number of weeks the superstar is injured for is reduced by 2. That's pretty decent. Gain an injury rehab card the week after each PLE. Okay. And then same thing. just as a fan, I really want. I think Ray Ray
That's fair.
Yep.
might be the guy.
Most popular there too.
And get some legends with that too, with your cheap meat. Oh
Oh,
no, your talent scouts. That's what it was.
cheap meat.
You need to know a guy. Oh, you do know
Oh,
guys.
is he knowing him? Oh, damn. Okay.
He knows a guy.
What are we doing? This is peer pressure, folks.
No,
Not
no.
this one. No. The first search is peer pressure.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Fatu, Hurricane, Thrasher.
And Big Dave Batista.
Oh, Dave Batista.
Damn.
That's a get.
67 pop.
Batista and Ray. You were supposed to be my friend.
You're supposed to be my friend! Dave, please, man.
Flip the script.
No.
No.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Stacked
just wanna see some-
McSlacks.
Logan Paul, Montez Ford.
Oh, he could get the push he deserves, baby.
Oh, Montez Ford. Oh, that could be such trade bait. Man. Cindy Backfire. I'm not gonna let that backfire on me again.
Hell no.
Dan, Logan Paul not bad itself.
That's not bad.
Really not. Okay, so let me.
Which one's he? Oh,
Oh.
wait. I would use the Godlike first and then go make that and then use that. Because I don't know if they're going to stack, you know what I mean? If you're using Godlike, that is.
Do I
Because I
want
could
to
use cheap. I don't know if it's going to use up one of your 3 if you use the meat first.
Yeah, I see what he's. Yeah, he's
Right,
basically-
yeah.
That's a good call. I mean, you could
Eddie?
also get an idea, like, look at the contracts and start running.
I
your
know,
math,
yeah.
too.
I don't. Do I want to use a Godlike on one of these?
I mean, Ray's.
Oh,
Damn it,
whoa,
I'm
hey.
drunk. Do I
Ray's
want to
not
use
71 pop? There's not. 71's pretty deep.
71's pretty good, but is there another Immortal out there that I want to use the Godlike for?
That's a big search.
So
Is it worth
I might save Godlike and pop the fresh meat.
Wow.
Push me.
I'm gonna sign. Yeah, I want to sign Ray Ray. So I got 260,000. I want to sign Ray Ray. Gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful because roughly 67. It's about 14. Okay. Maths is maths, and
The math is mathing.
I want to bring in Ray Ray.
Bang.
I want to bring in Batista.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
181.
74, so I'm about 110. But I have 15,000, so now it'd be, yeah. So I'm going to bring in a little Batista bomb.
Hmm.
And then,
101,000 remain.
so I got 100 grand. Oh man, this sucks. This is tough. Obviously, you got 3 level 25s right here, half off. So, as much as I kind of want to dabble with this, we did bring in Batista from this group, so this search was not a total wash. So I'm gonna go ahead. Man. Oh, I love Devon so much too, but. Alright, so I'm probably not gonna bring in Eddie because I just signed Ray, who is also a cruiser. So I felt like we gained a cruiser. So I either want to bring in Devon, but Honky Tonk Man being a specialist, giving me that match type, that fighting, that flexibility I crave from the fighting class. I think I want to bring in Honky Tonk Man. I'll extend him out for $70,000 at 7 weeks.
Boom.
And that is it. Card is used up. Okay.
Those stars find their way on tonight's episode of NXT 2.0.
Oh, they gotta.
Oh man, well wait till next week, boys, because I have a cheat code. I have Godlike still in the back pocket, but to use the Godlike though, I gotta have enough money to search like a god. So let's see here.
Okay. Oh,
he's
call
got eyes
out.
on.
Oh, buddy.
Who's he got eyes on?
Oh man, no. Bruiser fighter. Oh man, I can't go bruiser, boys.
But then you're face if you do that.
Oh my god.
You can have Batista run in on Sandman. You need to do that anyways, and then you could flip him later.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you just
Right.
yeah, as long as you flip them, because it's what like your comparison here. If it was as it stayed, like if you didn't turn Batista or Sandman, you're better off having Bruiser versus Bruiser face heel than you are Bruiser fighter face. Having face or heel is always gonna kill you way more than anything else.
Okay. Let's you know what? Yeah, I don't mind that. But see, if I do the run-in on this, I
Just
might
have him
take-
in the match and have somebody else run in.
let's do.
You got this.
I know I wasn't planning for this.
Hey, I know that feeling. I stared at 4 names for what felt like 30 minutes trying to figure out what to do. I get it.
You got Gunther and Triton as giants.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh shit, that'd go pretty crazy.
Let's see it. We'll do that. We'll see if how that goes. All right, so there's that. We don't have really any monies left, but damn it. All right, besides getting on that tangent and blowing my whole wad, that was my card. We're pretty good and loaded, so I think 61.
None of the other guys. You're burning 2 weeks on the guys that you just signed, but why not put them in? You just signed them for a week, and we're like, nah, you can sit. You might as well just sign them that week if you're not going to use it. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get flamed in the comments for that. Signing 2 legends and they're just sitting on the bench for.
Screw the comments.
All right.
Yeah.
Like call out's fine. I'm just saying the other 2 could find their way into a match or something, into the opener, into that mid card, or like you got a 25 and a 20. That's
Yeah. Let's see what we can pop. Let's throw in Batista. Gunther's gonna come out since he's getting called out.
true.
Boom.
So Gunther should be good. Okay, and then 67. I think this should work. Let's make it tables and then it kind of locks it in.
There you go.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So we had things planned. We had to adjust. All right. Now we have a card.
Boom.
Ugh. All right, we made it through.
All right, here we go. Let's go with Triple H. He says, your efforts, I appreciate your efforts at Raw last year, but we need to improve. WWE has a reputation to maintain as a premier name in sports entertainment. I'm going to say my gloves are staying on. We're going to do better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if we can be showing that many hands on this.
I know. And we're a family show here. So he's expecting big things of Raw. So am I. Armando Alejandro Estrada says, looks like both Raw and ECW have a bit of work to do. to match the performance of WCW. Have to say, Sonya Deville did a great job there last season. There will be no repeat.
Oh,
There we
I have
go.
to pretend I don't know that they're talking about me behind my back.
Exactly. You can't do that. I got nothing to worry about in terms of my journal. We got it to the moon if we have our least popular available fighter. It's almost like Cheeks, the same reward as well, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe it's a different reward. Let's see our thing. We got 10 tables matches as well. 10 shows with training promos. 3 power cards in 1 week, 3 times. Damn, that hurts.
Yeah.
I'm using power cards like a motherfucker. Book 10 shows with a self promo. 5 shows with 12 or more superstars. That's wild. Family dinner. Book 10 submission matches, 10 tag team matches, 5 shows where every match has a different match type, and 3 superstars to a new rank. Like that. Okay. First things first, let's go take a look at everything around here. I don't have really cool cards like these two have. We do have 3 contract magnets, 3 This Is Wars, and of course, a little bit of everything else. But if I'm going to use one, I got to use 3, and now I know that. So we're going to have to be careful there. So I was thinking about immediately using it to the moon, but I don't think I could use 3 this week. So we'll just have to wait. I know who I'm going to the moon already, so don't you worry about it. We're just going to have to wait to the moon him. Okay, and just getting a look here at my roster. Let's go try to book a show and see if I need to buy anything else myself. So our main event, of course, this is actually probably... No, because Damian Priest was in the AJ Styles feud. So hopefully we can obviously pop this again. Yes, there obviously is no cooldown. Kevin Owens, obviously 80 popularity. He came out at WrestleMania and he gave out free Tim Hortons to all the Timbit players that were there, all you Timbits. And of course, his popularity skyrocketed up to 80. So he's clearly our only option here for our #1 contender for the world title. Oh, but hold on. Who is that?
Oh,
It's Randy Orton.
oh shit.
Yeah, he wants in on this one too. So he's brand new to the game here, to the season, to CodyVerse season 2, and we're gonna make sure he gets a world title shot off the bat there. And he's coming in last because AJ and Kevin Owens, they don't even know about it. They don't even know this is happening. But we're getting wild on here on the red brand. Of course, I think we're going to need to do a fatal 4-way #1 contendership for the IC title. Oops, I do not want to GM interfere. Not yet. I think we're going to do Oba Femi, Demon Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross as our #1 contendership. Becky Lynch might not be putting it on the line just yet. I think we're going to do our ladies tag team, and we're going to do... I do have to flip her eventually, but what I'm going to do is Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. Or actually, what we'll do this week, I think we'll do a tag call out so I can get that flipped. Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan. I don't even know if it's going to work with level 1 promos, but they're going to try to call out this twisted ass team who have agreed to work together in spooky vibes. So we'll get Nikki Cross changed up. She's normal Nikki Cross right now, but by the end of this week, she's going to be the spooky Nikki Cross version.
Nikki.
So obviously we're kind of running low on superstars here. So what does that mean? Well, of course it means we're going to have to do Brooks Jensen doing a training promo. Ooga, ooga. And I think we'll also have Charlotte Flair call out Becky Lynch. Because she got 80 stamina. She's ready to go. But Becky Lynch, she's still tired after WrestleMania. So I could do Sami Zayn versus Shawn Spears. But I think it's time to go look at some talent.
Let's go, dude.
I'm going to be looking probably in the
I always just get
15 to 19 range, I think. And for now, we're just going to look for males. because we're gonna. No, let's.
Oh.
It's only
Let's
10
go.
more K.
Let's
Yes.
go.
But it's gonna be way
Only
more
10
expensive
more
to
K.
sign.
You don't know that.
So I'm gonna go with this at first. We're gonna look for icons. I think I have a Noah guy. I don't know. Sure if I do. Okay, so we got.
Damn, he got Wakimo out up to
Watson.
18. Holy shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard.
Got up to 18. Tongaloa here. Johnny Gargano also up to 18. And Andre Chase. Throw him up. Chase you. Not in love with this selection. So what we're going to do is we're going to go look at our jobbers. And I hate all these jobbers.
Oh.
So we're not going to be touching those guys. Oh, Dr. Punching Stone, though. Actually, I don't hate Dr. Punching Stone. She got him up to level 4, almost there at level 5.
4.
He could be here for the taking. So I think we're just going to go ahead and sign Punching Stone. 10 weeks, 50 grand, just to get a nice warm body on this roster. But I am going to make another signing. I just don't know who yet. I'm leaning towards Johnny Gargano because either way, I can either try to trade him to WCW to team back up, depending on what happens over there with Tomato Champ. So I can get one half a DIY and see if he can make a little solo run here. Of course, Tongaloa here, one half of that group. So it's a lot of tag team action going on. Well, they're all tag teams.
Yeah,
actually.
they are. Chase U, Grills Destiny, DIY, and LWO all just hanging out.
I'm gonna go look at my power cards quickly. I don't have it. Oh, I do have an I know a guy. I could do I know a guy. I could do it to the moon, and I could do something like get schooled. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Dude,
We're gonna use our 3 in 1 week. We're gonna give it to Sean Spears because I really like Sean Spears. I want to get that popularity up, and I want to send this guy. I want to strap the rocket right to Sean Spears. Then we're gonna know a guy. Boom. And then we're also gonna do maybe get schooled now, but I might save it to depending on who I sign here, because knowing I could easily get Dr. Punching Stone way up. Obafemi could probably get up to 15. Same with Brooks almost, or Karen Cross. Good to level up somebody here with that card. I'm just gonna wait to see who I can use, but I better not forget to use it. We're gonna go ahead and take another look. We're gonna look at legends this time.
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep the search wide open.
Oh, shit.
Please.
I
There
think
are
I gotta
so many.
grab.
I just gotta point out, there's so many layers of this search. You get R-Truth, you get the Boogeyman, and then Haku and Tama are a tag team also.
Oh,
Getting them
shit.
both together is pretty insane.
That is pretty damn insane.
The Islander. That is a fucking great search. Wow.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab. Okay, hold on. What is this here? We got 25 weeks to be the end of the season. So I think I'm gonna grab Truth for 10 weeks. No, I'm gonna grab Truth for Truth 34 is a hefty price to pay. I'm gonna grab Truth for 10 weeks, and I'm gonna grab. I think I might grab Tama and Haku. I think I might see if I can get them.
That would be
to
be solid. The Islanders are damn good too.
Yeah.
Just crazy. We always talked about it last year. I always said I wanted the headbangers, but I never wanted to do 2 searches for it. So it was just seeing a team pop up together like that was crazy.
Maybe have to take out Drew McIntyre, or no. What I think I'll do. Oof, it's a tough one. I'm gonna take out Karrion Kross, and I'm gonna take out Demon Finn Balor. We're gonna put in R-Truth. We're gonna put in Sami Zayn, and we're gonna put in Sean Spears. This is gonna be the number 1 contendership because opening this one off is gonna be a tag team match with Karrion Kross, Demon Finn Balor, I think against Haku and Tama. 81,000. I might not have enough money actually. I'm not gonna have enough money. Oh boy.
5.
I'd have to do them for a way shorter amount of time, and I don't know. I'd have to do like a 3-weeker, and I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, that's tough. That's tough. That's going to change our plans. I still think... Let's reconfigure here. Who's our most popular? I think basically based on everything, we're going to have our most popular. Maybe it's a triple threat for a number one contendership. And we'll throw in the truth. And do I go fatal four-way for the world title?
Yes.
And
Dr.
throw
Punching
in
Stone.
Dr. Punching Stan. No, what we're going to do is we are going to throw in Demon Finn Balor into that. We're going to take Sean Spears versus Obafemi, as Obafemi looks to kind of get back into his spotlight here. We'll figure that one out. We'll have to tell that story of why Obafemi is not in the number one contendership yet, because I think Sean Spears has something that he wants to say to our boy Obafemi. And hopefully R-Truth and Karrion Kross can kind of get into a feud there. What we're gonna have to do probably is take out this, force Becky Lynch into a match against Charlotte Flair, no title on the line, and that leaves basically Sami Zayn and Punching Stone. Just what's going to happen, and self-promo is not happening because our advertising queen obviously is advertising for us because we spent all of our money. So that's looking good, and then we're going to add some stippies onto here. And for Obafemi, stipulation, submission stipulation, that's interesting. I think we're going to start this one out with falls count anywhere, because I think this one is... I'll leave the storytelling for later. And then we'll do an Extreme Rules, and of course our main event for that world title. Maybe we do a gauntlet match. And that way AJ Styles can kind of know about it, get his head in the game. And what we'll do is we'll put Kevin Owens next, because he is our most popular superstar. Give him the best chance to go up against our champion. And of course, our newcomers to the brand, Randy Orton and Demon Finn Balor, are going to get a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So again, this is our number one contendership match, but this match just has to go first. And I think I will just do a submission match just for that match quality boosty boy. $250 for that. Can't afford that now. And of course, not forgetting to use my Get Schooled. I almost did. We're going to give it to... I think it's only fair to give it to Obafemi.
Damn. Let's go.
Because we do have Obafemi for the whole year, obviously. So, new perk, we're going to pop that. I think we're going to pop a giant bonus because I don't have enough giants. And of course, I do have a cruiserweight in Sami Zayn. I got enough fighters to fill a damn octagon. So we're gonna do that. And then my show costs $102,000, which is pretty wild. I might just drop that to a tables match. Karrion Kross might come out victorious because it's his match specialty, but it saves us a couple of bucks. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I think, oh shit, least popular available fighter. Who the hell is that? Definitely Nikki Cross.
Nikki.
This changes everything. We are gonna have that. Damn it! I'll just change her back later. Damn it! It's gonna be she's gonna be a heel, but that's okay. Or a face.
Bobby.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Told you once. I told you a million times. Oops. Nope. Nope. One more try. Oh, game. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna do that so I can. I was like, where the hell's Alexa Bliss? There she is. All right, we'll have Becky Lynch cut our advertising promo, even though it's going to tank her popularity a little bit. We'll grind that back up, maybe, and give her that to the moon that we're about to grab. I'm going to have Charlotte Flair cut a charity promo. Yes, and that leaves nobody else. And I'm not going to go sign somebody just for a promo. We're going to leave that one blank. There we go. We got our To the Moon. We got our guys. We got everything we got. And we're locking it
All right, we kick off season 2 with ECW, and they've got the tag titles on the line as Los Lotharios take on A-Town Down Under. But as the match is going on, Josh Briggs runs out through the crowd and plants an attack on Angel. I was going to say who knows who he attacked, but now I know. It was Angel, which allowed A-Town Down Under to get the victory and the tag team gold. 3 stars on the match. Angel and Briggs starting a feud. Oh, shit. Wendy Chu. So spooky. So scary now. But Jade Cargill calls her out, but Wendy Chu had not woken from her nap yet. So, unfortunately, that call-out promo did not work. And then Pat McAfee trying to prove that he's the P in AOP. Taking on Afa and Tyler Bate. A couple just wild tag teams forming here tonight to kick it off on ECW. And Afa and Tyler Bate get the 2-star victory. Let us know in the comments of this video, what should the team name be for Afa and Tyler Bate? I got nothing. We'll let the comments decide their future. And then we'll hope that Armando actually books them once you make that decision. Then Nikita Lyons says, hey, you ignored Jade Cargill earlier. Wendy, wake the hell up. And then Wendy woke up from her slumber and started attacking Nikita. Nikita got spookied out and ran away, starting a feud between the two. Fatal 4-way action. Trish Stratus back from her injury versus Bianca Belair, Scarlett, and Indy Hartwell. And it would be Trish Stratus getting a victory. 2 rivalries popping there for Armando. Trish Stratus starting a feud with Bianca Belair. Scarlett starting a feud with Indy Hartwell in that 2.5-star match. And similar to Canada, people are going to say Canada copied Armando, but I think Armando copied Canada. He skips a couple promos, so it's going to be Razor taking on Trick Williams. Television or no, that I always struggle to tell with the picture in the background. That's the World Championship. And that is going to go to Razor with a 2.5-star victory over Trick Williams, kicking off as champion. And then Ora Mensa. I would not have expected him to be a cruiser. I don't know why. His picture always made him look super tall to me. I guess he'd be a tall cruiser. But taking on a real tall man.
Oh.
And now I know that it was the world title in the previous match because I forgot. Omos is a television champion starting off, but not the start he wanted. He loses this non-title match. Ora Mensa with an immediate impact in a 3.5-star match. No feud there, but Ora Mensa, an immediate statement. Then we head over to WCW, and there's a lot of flack on Sonya Deville because she did not bring back her world champion, Tony D'Angelo. So there's some people in the crowd. They are not thrilled with Sonya, but she promises that there's surprises aplenty. And tonight, the World Championship will be decided in a match with 2 newcomers to the brand. We'll see how the fans respond to them. But the show kicks off with a couple other newcomers from other brands making their WCW debuts as Io Sky, formerly of NXT 2.0, Tamina, formerly of Raw, have found a place in WCW competing for the Women's Championship to kick off the new era. And Tamina starts strong. And she had it on good authority, Sonya did, that Tamina can be really good. Just don't let her compete in cross-branded matches at PLEs. And Tamina proved it tonight. Hits a Tamina splash, getting the victory over Io Sky. 3 stars. They do start a feud. Then Xavier Woods makes his way out to the ring, and the crowd is going nuts. He's so happy. He's high-fiving everybody. And then he says, you know what? I want to do a special challenge. And he signals to the back, and they bring out like those roller carts. This is one of those moments where I date myself. Some of us when we were in school had a cart that they bring in that have the TV on it, and that meant you were going to get to watch a movie that day. He brings out one of those carts. It's like an old CRT style TV. I don't even know if I got those letters right, but it's got a PlayStation 2 on it. And he says, I will select one crowd member to come to the ring and play Here Comes the Pain with me. He's like, I really want to play Here Comes the Pain because I was watching this really great YouTube channel called CodyVerse, and they did a special Here Comes the Pain Bragging Rights Roulette, a tournament where all matches are random, and it was so fun. So I want to play Here Comes the Pain. And some guy raises his hands in the crowd, and Woods says, yeah, you, come to the ring. And that fan comes to the ring really excited. And Xavier Woods says, what's your name? And the fan goes, Dragon Repairman. And Woods says, that's great. And he's like, do you like Here Comes the Pain? He's like, I love Here Comes the Pain. Trust me. So they start playing Here Comes the Pain together. But Dragon Repairman is like really good, dude. And Woods even tried to use Brock Lesnar, and it didn't matter. Dragon Repairman's beating him up. And then all of a sudden, Xavier Woods, right before the 3 count on Here Comes the Pain, he turns off the game. And the crowd starts to boo. And he throws the system. And he starts attacking Dragon the Repairman. And the crowd is so pissed. And Xavier Woods, due to his anger and pouting over losing the video game and attacking the legendary Dragon Repairman, has officially turned heel. Then it's the women's tag titles on the line. Meta 2, they get a grandiose entrance because Sonya Deville was fired up. She said, you two ladies brought me some great power cards. And then they said, what are power cards? And Sonya said, don't worry about it, but you are getting a shot at the women's tag titles tonight. Little did they know, though, they are going to have to deal with the Kabuki Warriors making their debut together in CodyVerse. And the Kabuki Warriors get it done. The Meta 2 are a little bit caught off guard. Kairi Sane and Asuka get it done. The Asuka Lock forces Jakara Jackson to tap out. 2 stars on that match, but I feel good about this. We'll get Kairi Sane turned heel to match everything up here perfectly and hopefully have a very strong feud blossom. Kofi Kingston makes his way out to the ring, and people at first, they think that he's going to, try to defuse the situation from earlier tonight. But he pulls up on the screen the attack of Xavier Woods going after Dragon Repairman, and then he applauds it. He cheers it on and says, if you think that New Day is truly the echelon of what will be the new era of WCW Tag Team Wrestling, join us. Be part of a better tomorrow. And 3 people that did not have their suggestions picked for that great CodyVerse video get upset and decide to join with the New Day. And then it is time for the World Championship to be on the line, and Charlie Dempsey makes his way out to the ring, and the crowd's kind of vibing with it. They're like, okay, we can produce a great star here. Charlie Dempsey's got a lot of potential. They know his fada. And, someone with a good father has a great opportunity on any brand run by me, a.k.a. Sonya. But then all of a sudden, right as Charlie Dempsey is starting to feel confident, he hears, Nation. And Farouk makes his way out to the ring, Nation of Domination style. And unfortunately, Charlie Dempsey was not ready. He puts up a decent fight, but as the match goes on, Farouk is just too much of a titan to bring down. He drops Charlie Dempsey with the Dominator, getting the pinfall, getting the victory, getting the heavyweight championship. But as Farouk goes to leave the ring, he hears Charlie Dempsey in the ring calling him for more. He says, hit me again, do it again. So Farouk comes out to the ring, hits another Dominator, goes to walk away. Dempsey begs for more. Farouk comes back in, but before he hits the 3rd Dominator, he just face washes Charlie Dempsey to the mat. But you can tell there's a little bit of uneasiness for Farouk at how much Charlie Dempsey's willing to fight as they kickstart a feud. And then in my head, look, I know they don't do the cool gunshots in their WWE theme, but to me, this is TNA, man. All right, this is Motor City Machine Guns, so it's and all the guns are going off, all right, because Motor City Machine Guns are here, baby. They have arrived, and they come out to the ring, and they call back Dragon Repairman to the ring, and he's all bandaged up now, dude. He is hurting bad.
Damn.
And they offer their comfort, and they say, look, Dragon Repairman, the guns are here for you. The guns are here for all the fans of the CodyVerse. We will not stand for the pouting. We will not stand for the bullying tactics of the New Day. Kofi says it's going to be a better day tomorrow. Yeah, it will be, because we are going to get them handled and expelled from this brand have no fear. And a rivalry starts between the two. Julia and Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley, a fixture of WCW in Season 1, coming off a lot of momentum, part of the winning team at WrestleMania. But it's a new era for her. And then she finds out she has taken on a Japanese legend in Julia. But Tatum says, no, this is America. I didn't pay attention where the show is. I'm saying that, and I think our first show is actually in Germany. So, yeah. I feel like I remember saying Germany last episode. So, Tatum Paxley says this is America. Julia says no, it's not. They kind of feud back and forth, clashing back and forth. And that argument is so intense that they start a feud. But Tatum Paxley able to get one up on Julia here tonight. Slight surprise, but Tatum Paxley is building her momentum off of the last season and the new season. 1.5 stars on that match. And then Tommaso Ciampa says, you know what? I don't think we're in America, but I am America, as he holds up the United States Championship. And then he goes through a montage, but it's actually just him at an American history museum. And then at the end of it, there's a guy in a giant bald eagle outfit, and he extends his hand, and the bald eagle extends its wing. Tommaso Ciampa shakes it for Ring XP for our United States champion. And then in the main event, the new World Order come out to the ring. Kevin Nash is pissed off about what happened at WrestleMania 6. Pissed off that he could not do what the Fiend did and run the gauntlet. And they say that they have demanded the tag team championships. But Sonya says, no, you've got to earn it. You've got to prove it. As Fraxium makes their way out to the ring. Everyone is so excited to see Fraxium, but the NWO does what the NWO does, man. They find a way. They weasel their way to victory. Sneaky tactics. And they get the pinfall on Fraxium after Six takes a shot to the leg of Axiom with a pipe. And the ref didn't see it. So the NWO cheats their way to victory. But Axiom and Nathan Frazier are going to look to build something great here and maybe take down the NWO. 3.5 stars of the match. Rivalry begins.
Sauce and Batista, Honky Tonk Man, a couple new additions, last minute inserts into the lineup for week 1, taking on Triton's big ass, and the Sandman enters the ring wanting to defend his title. Can he hang on against 3 juggernauts? Yes, I said 3. Triton is included as a juggernaut. Here we go. Chaos week 1. Honky Tonk Man. That is a tune we can all get down to, brother. All right. Honky Tonk Man, good start, becomes instant champion for the North America champion title belt. And then Braun Breaker says, those guys are phonies. Those guys are jokesters. I'm just going to get in the gym and just start grinding. I'm the face of this great brand. His Ring XP goes up 4. And then, here we go. Candice LeRae, Kiana James taking on Thea Hale, Fallon Henley. This is corporate versus country, folks. I know Thea Hale, not too country, but Kiana James, the very calculated corporate powerhouse, joining forces with Candice LeRae. This is going to be an absolute banger. Fallon Henley, Thea Hale, just total opposites in energy, but united in their passion and chaos. And here we go. This all started when Kiana mocked Fallon's bar brawl roots during a backstage segment. Kiana says, maybe if you spent less time riding horses and more time reading contracts, you'd actually matter in this division. And then Candice LeRae chirps in, you can't just scream and hope people care, Thea, but hey, keep trying. Naturally, Thea screams, I'm going to drop you in a toilet! Fallon steps up. You want to play classy? Try surviving a Saturday night in Henley's bar first. So here we go. Can Kiana James and Candice LeRae? Yes, they come out. Candice, She comes out, hits the wicked stepsister on Thea after Kiana handcuffs Fallon to the ropes. Kiana says, next time you step into my office, make an appointment first. And they come away the new champions on NXT. We have a new tag team. Sadly, no feud has begun, but you know what? That's okay. At least we have champions crowned. And then Elton Prince says, you know what, Braun, that's a good idea. I should get my ass in the gym too. And he does, but he doesn't work quite as hard as our champion. And his ring XP only goes up a 3. But you know what? Everyone's getting in the gym, though. Everyone is getting in the gym at NXT, and we absolutely love it. So,
Keep it up.
Javon Evans has been... He's been pretty popular in the CodyVerse. Flipping around, flying around, firing up crowds. And 1 week after victory, the lights dimmed, and Ilya Dragunov runs down the ramp. Very intense. He's not blinking. He takes a mic. I see a man with wings, but no discipline. A storm in the air, but no soul behind it. You fly high, Javon, but eventually gravity wins. Javon Evans says you fight like you're in a war. I fight like I'm alive. You want to test my soul? Ilya, step in the ring. I'll give you the whole damn sky. So they go ahead. They're going to fight right here, right now, tonight on NXT. Oh, no. Ilya wins. He defeats Evans with that brutal torpedo Moscow. After the match, Ilya pulls Javon to his feet. Face to face, he nods. Now you know who you are. Gives him a handshake. He's earned his respect. Even though he won and beat Javon Evans, Ilya Dragunov still has a lot of respect for Javon Evans and his style. And he thinks that maybe one day, he can almost become a mentor to Javon. But right now, Ilya Dragunov gets a big win on his debut on NXT 2.0 when we do have a rivalry starting out early. And as I told you, everyone's in the gym. Everyone's having a good time. And Ring XP 9, bro. Kit Wilson in here just getting it. Even doubling up even what Braun Breaker had. So, good job, Kitsters. He's going to be pushing level 10 very, very soon. And Sol Ruka, just like Javon Evans, has been using her athleticism, her positivity, her fearless flips, the walking embodiment of good vibes. Blair Davenport, cold and calculated. She's tired of Sol's highlight reel nonsense. Blair says, while you're busy chasing likes on social media, I'm chasing blood. This isn't a beach party, Sol. This is war. Sol responds, you think I'm soft because I smile? I'm not surfing over you. I'm crashing straight through you. Blair starts mocking Sol's daredevil offense, calling it TikTok trash. Blair even went so far to attack Sol backstage, driving her knee into Sol's face against a surfboard prop. Your waves won't save you now. I am the Riptide. And they go ahead, get after it tonight on NXT, and Sol comes out on top nonetheless. She escapes a knee strike, rebounds off the ropes, and nails a picture-perfect Soul Snatcher for the win. You brought the storm, Blair, but I ride the waves. I don't run from them. And she is the champion on NXT, and a rivalry does start. We are off to a piping hot start. Rey Mysterio says, Gunther, you're a big bitch. And the rivalry grows to a fantastic level 1. And then here we go, the Bloodline versus the Darkness. The Fiend is eager to rip the Brotherhood right from their bones. Jay says, you want to test blood? We bled for this since day 1. Jimmy says, you want to talk Twisted Bray? You always playing mind games. But we ain't scared of the dark. We were raised in it. Oh, it doesn't matter. The Fiend and Uncle Howdy win. The rivalry starts. They are your new tag team champions. During the match, Jay was lured over into the darkness. The lights went out when they returned. Jay was standing there next to the Fiend, almost like he was hypnotized. And Jimmy went over to him, tried to get him away from the corner. But Jimmy turned around, Sister Abigail from Jay. Uncle Howdy laughing in the corner as Jimmy just got hit by that Sister Abigail from his brother Jay, knocked unconscious. The match is over. And all Uncle Howdy and the Fiend could do was laugh and laugh as they raised the titles on high. They are your new men's tag team champions.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
4 letters, 1 word. Fuck!
I just felt like saying that.
I
We
saw
start off Raw with Nick Aldis. He announced the fatal 4-way match, tables match, Karrion Kross versus Ron the Truth Killings versus Drew McIntyre versus Oba Femi. But before that match starts, the 3, Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, and R-Truth, they make their way down to the rings, and Oba Femi's in the back. And he's cutting a promo, and he's saying he's ready to take back his kingdom that is Monday Night Raw. He's been training in the offseason. That's why Nick Aldis drafted him #1 overall for the Red Brand. And before he can reach that gorilla room, Shawn Spears attacks him. And of course, Nick Aldis, he says, everybody clear the ring because this is more important. If we're going to have somebody attacking somebody, to be honest, I forgot this was a submission match. It was originally the Falls Count Anywhere. I was going to do a backstage thing. But Nick Aldis says, get your asses down to the ring because now I want to see submissions. I want to see if you're going to attack somebody like that, I want proof that you can take them down, not through pinfalls, but through other means. And so Shawn Spears, he obviously takes that opportunity. He's the Raw's new signing, but Oba Femi makes him tap out, probably just standing on the back of his head, slamming it into the ground. And Shawn Spears, he can't take no more. That mask was just slamming off the ground. He taps out, and Oba Femi walks away 2.5 stars, but we do get the rivalry going. And of course, Oba Femi, he's furious that he has to have this match, and he's ripped away from this #1 contenders match, and he goes stomping back to Nick Aldis's office. We've seen him do that before, make demands. So I wonder what demands are going to be made to deal with Shawn Spears, excuse me. And Becky Lynch comes out and says, wasn't WrestleMania pretty good? It was an amazing premiere. We had over 50 absolute Cody-holics watching live with us. And of course, if you want to watch live with our premieres, you got to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And one person, unfortunately, unsubscribed, but we did get lots of subscribers, which means that the sponsorships are coming through for Becky Lynch, baby. That fatal 4-way match that was supposed to be for the #1 contenders match is now a triple threat. Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, and Ron the Truth Killings. They finally get into the ring and they're like, I guess we're ready to go. They set up the tables around the ring and they all start going at it. But first, Drew McIntyre kicks literally a claymore on Karrion Kross, who's standing on the ringside. He jumps backwards. He falls through a table. And as Drew McIntyre turns around, Ron Killings literally just Irish whips him into a table and it snaps in half. And Ron Truth, he didn't even mean to do it, but he's like, oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, true. And Karrion Kross, he gets up and he looks over and he's pissed because even though he got eliminated by Drew McIntyre, he's like, well, fuck, I'm going to take my anger on someone. And he runs back into the ring and he starts beating up on R-Truth. And that's going to start a rivalry between the two. 3 stars that apparently was supposed to be our opener, but it would have rated a little bit better. Charlotte Flair comes out and says, are you kidding me? You're telling people to subscribe for sponsorship money, Becky Lynch. I'm telling the good people, the Cody Holics, to subscribe because there's 50% or over 50% of you that are not subscribed. So if you just click that button, damn, we could do some. And 3,000 people click that button. Damn, Charlotte.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, man. But hey, Sami Zayn, new hire, Dr. Punching Stone. We saw what he did over on NXT 2.0, and we said we need that in our life. And Sami Zayn, he's going to come out here, Raw's newest signing. He's level 15 ring experience, but he got to get that popularity up if he wants to be anywhere on this brand. So he's going to take his anger out on Dr. Punching Stone. And of course, he's going to take an easy victory there. Only a 2-star match because he just did a roll-up. He didn't even do his finisher. So he quickly just rolled up Dr. Punching Stone. It was probably about a 20-second match, but he says, hey, I'm here. I want real experiences. I want real challenges, not a guy with an overgrown mustache. Damn it. And we'll see how Nick Aldis responds. We cut to Brooks Jensen in his caveman gear. He's decked out in all of his chains. He's hit the triple platinum, almost quadruple platinum Discord exclusive album that's only available on the CodyVerse Discord. And he's hyped up. He's working out to his music. He's hitting the punching bag. And he's going over to the weights. Ooh, ooga. And he's using that caveman strength to pick up some dumbbells. He goes over and he picks up just a huge weight, and he's lifting it, deadlifting it over his head. But it slips out of his hands and hits him right on the top of his head. Brooks Jensen goes down. Medical personnel is gathered around. We have to get Brooks Jensen out of here to the local medical facility. What has happened to Brooks Jensen? But that you know, he's a guy. He's a caveman. Dropping that dumbbell, that weight over his head. I gave him 7 ring experience. So we're gonna see what happened to Brooks Jensen. And in this one, Alexa Bliss calls up her good friend Nikki Cross and says, I was actually going to get you to come next week and join me, but I really need help because I can't take Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan on by myself. So please bring your spooky costume and we'll figure it out next week. And Nikki Cross said, you know what? You're my good friend. Let's do it. It's for the tag team titles. And they get in the ring, and of course, they take it. Only a 2.5 star, but they have the women's tag team titles. Alexa Bliss, obviously last season at the WrestleMania, her and Zelina Vega could not take down the Meta 2. So Alexa Bliss going to her phone book, going to her contact list, and pulling out her friends to get some tag team gold. And we do pop a rivalry, so at least we got the rivalry popped, and we'll get a better match than 1.5 stars. But in our main event, Nick Aldis said, we got a lot of new signings. We got the most popular guy in the CodyVerse, Kevin Owens. He deserves a title shot. AJ Styles had a fantastic WrestleMania, but it was a little easy for him. So here, the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, we've signed Randy Orton. We've signed Demon Finn Balor, and they're going to be in the gauntlet match. Of course, Randy Orton, Demon Finn Balor starting this one off. And whoever wins that goes up against Kevin Owens. Whoever wins that one-on-one goes against our champion, AJ Styles. And let's see who's going to come out on top here.
Oh,
and
buddy.
Kevin Owens, yeah, of course. Let's see here, yeah. So we're going to say Demon Finn Balor takes out Randy Orton. And, of course, now Kevin Owens comes down. Kevin Owens makes quick work of the Demon Finn Balor because Randy Orton kind of helps out. He's kind of still ringside watching along, and he helps out Kevin Owens by distracting the Demon Finn Balor. And, of course, Kevin Owens comes out, beats Demon Finn Balor. Here comes AJ Styles. Those two get at it. But then again, Kevin Owens, he cost AJ Styles this whole match. It's been chaos. All 4 guys never left the ring after they were eliminated, never left ringside. And, of course, that's why now Orton and AJ Styles are having a feud, and Demon Finn Balor's pissed off at Kevin Owens. Not exactly how I thought it was going to lay out. But, man, that's the chaos of Monday Night Raw sometimes. And Kevin Owens, our new champion, going to be 90 popularity or a little bit more. Good stuff.
Hell yeah. Solid start. Always feels good to get booking in the new season. See the first shows play out here as our rundown here for the first official week of Season 2 for WCW. 3 stars in our opener. Tamina becoming the women's champion with a victory over Io Sky, starting a feud. Feud starting in the women's tag scene as the Kabuki Warriors take down the Meta 2. 2 stars on the match. Feud starting as Farouk is able to defeat a resilient Charlie Dempsey in a 3-star match there. Tatum Paxley starting a feud with Julia, 1.5 stars for her victory as they argued about what country the show was taking place in. And then main event, 3.5 stars, the NWO take down Thraxium to become the tag team champions as they begin a feud. On the call side of things, the Motor City Machine Guns call out the New Day, starting a feud there. On NXT 2.0, a Honky Tonk Man comes in and wins the North American title. 3.5 stars on that match over Batista, Triton, and the former champion Sandman. Women's tag titles, it was Corporate versus Country, Candice LeRae and Kiana James getting the victory over Fallon Henley and Thea Hale. Then it was Ilya Dragunov kickstarting a feud with Javon Evans with a 1.5 star victory. Sol Ruka finding quick success in season 2. 2.5 stars on that match, starting a feud with Blair Davenport as she wins the women's world title. And in the main event, issues with the Usos. The spooky games do spooky things, man. 4 stars as Jimmy and Jay are going to have some things to settle. Rivalry does begin, but the Darkness get the tag team titles. On the call side of things, Rey Mysterio calls out Big Bitch Gunther, and they start a feud. On Raw, a submission match opens things up as Obafemi wins that submission match over Sean Spears. 2.5 stars beginning a feud. Ron the Truth Killings, gets a little bit of a surprise victory there with number 1 contendership. Karrion Kross not happy about it. They start a feud at 3 stars on that victory. Sami Zayn starting a feud with Dr. Punching Stone, 2 stars with that surprising roll up. And Alexa Bliss calls up Nikki, and they get immediate tag team gold. 1.5 stars on the match with their victory over Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan as that feud begins. In the main event, 2 feuds pop here. And it was Chaos' Gauntlet match. They never left the ring. Orton in a feud with AJ Styles. The Demon Finn Balor in a feud with Kevin Owens, but it was Kevin Owens running through the gauntlet, getting the victory and the World Championship. Finally, for ECW, A-Town Down Under are your tag champs over Los Lotharios, thanks to Josh Briggs running in on Angel, which starts a feud between those two in that 3-star opener. Pat McAfee teams up with Akam, but they come up short against Alpha and Tyler Bate. 2 stars on that match. Those respective teams begin a tag feud. Trish Stratus going to start a feud with Bianca Belair. Scarlett going to start a feud with Indy Hartwell as Trish Stratus wins that Fatal 4-Way match. 2.5 stars. 2.5 stars for the new world champion Rezar defeating Trick Williams. They begin a feud. And in the main event, no feud begins, but Ora Mensa upsets the television champion Omos in non-title action. 3.5 stars. On the call side of things, Jade Cargill could not get Wendy Choo to wake up, but Nikita Lyons could. So Nikita Lyons in a feud with Wendy Choo. For our rundowns here, 105 rating score for ECW. They're going to get 14,000 fans, $96,000, and they reignite the chemistry of A-Town Down Under between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. For WCW, we're going to get a 109 rating score. We're going to get 18,000 fans. We'll get $85,000. We reignite the tag chemistry on the Meta 2. For NXT 2.0, they're going to get a 109 rating score, 20,000 fans, and $63,000, unlocking tag chemistry for Fallon Henley and Thea Hale on the women's side of things. And then for Raw, a 104 rating score, 16,000 fans, and $26,000 for
Alexa
Raw.
Bliss and Nikki Cross, not a good tag team. I saw that. It was like the anti-fucking chemistry. The hell? Like they do not have good chemistry together. They're friends.
It's
They're
because
tag
she's not spooky yet. She's not spooky yet. They'll get it unlocked.
True.
Cheek, though, going to grab a Get Schooled 3 for his commissioner goal this week. And for the 3 people smiling with teeth, he gets a best offense card. Solid snag there. Canada going to grab it to the moon card for his commissioner goal. And a special promotion for having 3 people smile with teeth. So those happy campers paying off. Then on my side, I skipped the commissioner goal, and I brought back 2 people that are smiling normally, so I don't have 3 happy campers yet. Hopefully we'll get there someday. But our standings after the first show of Season 2, I am in the lead, 5,000 fans ahead of Armando, Canada, is 72,000 fans behind Armando, and then Cheek is 32,000 fans behind Canada. And we're back in the States. We're in California this time, and we're kicking off with WCW. So Charlie Dempsey, Farouk cheated me in the last match. He wants a rematch. We can do that, especially since they got the feud going. That is not a problem. So we'll get a little increase to his morale. Triple H wants to see Farouk fight for Scout. I wish the card was better, but that's okay. We'll make that happen. Checking our power cards, we got a fixed match. So again, we have greater cost these power cards now. So fixed match is an easy one. I always know that's 15,000. That's now 16,500. We've got an injury rehab, which I might have. Yeah, I have a couple injury rehab ones. We used our injury rehab 3 at Mania, but I don't think I'm going to buy one this early. Beginner's luck. Not worried about that. Logistics, we will not be able to even get them if we wanted to. We've used our assets last week to get the arena upgrade. So let's start to put this bad boy together. So we'll mess with the match order as we go, but we're going to get the New Day Motor City Machine Guns in their feud now. Woods is now aligned with Kofi as heels, so we'll get that going. We are going to turn Kyrie Sane heel. That way we got that tag feud started, but that'll get the alignments going there. To that degree, we are going to go, as of right now, tag team call out to continue to get that feud going. Lash and Jakar, not as strong on the mic, but we'll see if they have any luck with that feud. Then let's go ahead, Farouk and Charlie Dempsey, have them fight again. We'll get match order later, cancel that. Then I want to get Ciampa in the ring. But I've got to decide. So obviously I can have Ciampa in a singles feud with one of the members of the NWO is kind of what I'm thinking. I just got to decide if I want to try to get the tag feud another level first, or I could do another tag call out. But I think we are going to go Ciampa versus which one do I want to do? Let's do Nash, because Nash is sitting better stamina to start the season. So Tommaso Ciampa versus Kevin Nash, non-title here, but we'll see if we can get a little feud started between those two. Then we are going to go triple threat. A little bit of a risk here because it can replace the feud when it's level 1. But we're going to get Asuka in here. Hopefully, Asuka doesn't replace feud. If she does, she does. But these two ladies got 1.5 stars last week. Going to try to bring Asuka in there with a little ring XP. Maybe give that a little bit of a boost. And then main event, we're going to run back Tamina and Io. Leave me a couple promo slots. So we'll have Fraxium call out the NWO. And we will have 6 no point in him doing training. He's level 25, so he'll do self promo is what I'm thinking now. I gotta look because I do have. Okay, there's a few jobbers that I'm like, I kind of want to bring in for a little bit of depth, but I don't think I want to pay for a search this week. So I think we're good here now. This week, I think we need to get a couple stipulations out there because I probably won't do all of the title matches that we did last week. So we're gonna put the women's title on the line again between these two. They gave me a 3-star match. Backstage brawl is a specialty, but don't think I want to pay for that right now. For these guys though, TLC and a tornado tag would both give a boost. So let's have them go tornado tag. $6,000 more than the TLC, but we'll get them rolling. Now the question is though, do I think they would do better? I mean, this could also do really well. What are their specialties? False count anywhere would be a bit of a tank to stamina, but is a specialty. We could go like this. Take the title off here and go like that. I might do that. Ciampa's 83, Nash is 76. So even if it is a large stamina drop, they've got plenty of room to work. That helps me feel more confident in my opener and closers here. We've got more popularity in the main event with really great ring XP, but we've got strong ring XP in the opener, tag team action. One, super solid team morale for Rip. Again, the New Day, don't know if they'll have the chemistry, but Tornado Tag Specialties should feed them well. This got 3 stars as a title. This got 3 stars as a title. Should be a little worse. This got 1.5. And I think we're good. We'll get that scouted card. I don't think I want to double check. Yeah. As I say, I don't think I had like a To the Moon or Get Schooled that I carried into the new season. So that's just what I'm double checking there. I didn't. So yeah, don't need to use any other cards this week. So we are going to send it in. Just want to see if for Canon I want to change any of the promo order. We're actually going to go like this. And yeah, we are golden.
Oh my gosh. Uncle Howdy coming to kiss my ass. And you're a new champion once again. Good to have the title back in my hands. Thanks again for the rematch, Bosch. I appreciate it. I really appreciated it earlier. You gave me that personal time off. What the hell? All right, Sandman. Not happy he lost last week. He wants to enact the rematch clause. I want a rematch against Honky Tonk Man. No one else better get a shot at the men's title before me. Oh, ballsack. Wasn't really in the plans, but I don't want to upset Sandman. So we're going to go ahead. We're just on the fly. We'll do it. Don't keep me waiting too long. All right. Let's see. Male solo champions. If I rest them, then I get Shisha. We get pocket sand. So not a big one. If I don't get it, I don't really care. So, all right. So we're going to start booking. I got $109,000 to my name. I want to go ahead and let me see here. Let's just do this now. We're gonna get Sandman and Honky Tonk Man. We're gonna enact that rematch clause right now. And then gonna do. I want to get Soul and Blair back out there. Yeah, let's get Soul and Blair back in the mix. And then Gunther, Rey Mysterio. They're out there. And then you know what? We're just gonna do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's sauce. That's a lot of man. Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
What? Spear versus spear.
Who they spear each other and they just collide and crunch themselves into the ring. What do I want? Oh, look at that. Kitster's new perk. Told you he's close to level 10. All right. Let's do. I'm looking around. I'm thinking. For this last spot. Yeah. Keep thinking of how much it sucks that feud didn't pop. But I might try. I don't want to put it out there because all right, so we're gonna retry Candice LeRae, Kiana James versus the newly named Yee Hail. Yee Hail instead of Yeehaw.
Hail.
Yee Hail. All right.
Sorry, I definitely meant.
No, I heard that quack. All right. putting the putting the tag titles back on the line. Oh gosh.
Be sure to give us a yee hail in the comments below.
Only if they win here, though. Yeah! All right. No.
That duck is
Let me
going
get this
crazy,
damn cricket
dude.
out of here.
Bad duck, bro. All right. I want to put that down there. I want to ride. All right. I'm gonna put them up front. Fiend. I love how Fiend and Bray Wyatt are in a feud while also being in a feud together against the Usos. It's kind of funny.
Arguing with each other? No, I'm creepy.
Yeah, they're just like fighting each other and Usos, just fighting enemies on all fronts. All right. You know what? Since Triton didn't do well in his opener, he needs to get his ass in the ring and start training. We're gonna have a call out. Is Javon better on the mic? No. Ugh. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do it. And then he's not good on the mic. Another call out. We need tag team call out. 5561. Yeah, they got a little better stamina right now than the Usos. So do Usos a week off and do a call out. Yeah. And then lastly,
Lashley?
no.
No, it's Bobby Lashley.
Bow down.
I do not know, King. Bobby Lashley. That's it. I'll be a son of a bitch. Bobby Lashley.
Have Gio just do self promo. See if we can get that popularity up a little bit. Okay, that's pretty decent card. That gets my promise fulfilled. Let's see. I don't really have any money to do anything big, so
Other than a Godlike.
can do Godlike, but damn it.
It would just be if you want to risk 50K to see the names.
I know. Then I pretty much gotta take one.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much gotta take whatever comes our way because I can't blow half of my budget and just
then
be
it's
like,
Gary
nah.
Swift.
Dude, I could. A man can dream. All right.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
Tune in next episode. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, Brett.
That's a
Hart.
stacked group.
Macho Madness.
Bruno.
Madness ran wild in 2K24.
Dude, Ricky Steamboat regains 8 stamina instead of 6 stamina whenever they cut a promo. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But he's only 3 on the mic. Bruno's 4 on the mic. When the superstar interferes in a match, they increase the match quality by 4.
Interesting.
Hell does that mean?
That could be pretty clutch because I need that run-in trophy. And yes, we know what Macho Man's all about, and we know what this man's all about.
Ooh.
Alright.
Who's he taking?
It's looking godlike.
Oh, I want Bret the Hitman Hart, dude.
Dude.
Give me a freaking specialist, a freaking absolute. Yeah,
Just make sure you get all the weeks.
I know. Just sign him to 5 weeks. Like shit, I'd have to quit. I just feel like I'm done.
We'd be like, yeah, so Cheek's gone. Canada and I just book for him now.
There we go. The shit man.
Boom.
Let's go, dude. That's so cool. All right. So I think that's that. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna school. This is tough. If I get schooled, I get my boy Bronny. He gets the elusive level 20, becomes a legend. like he already isn't. Or we can go down here, get Solruka shot up since she's becoming the face of our brand. But I want to make this man a damn legend.
See, I think he started at level 5, and now you've gotten him up to level 20 in
21,
under.
yeah.
Yeah,
In like a
20
season.
weeks.
Yeah, and you can look when you go to do his perk. It's level 20 to 25. It's like 20 per. So yeah, 20 XP gets you up 1 level once you get to this point. So
Yeah, it's
a
I've
grind to get to
invested
25, but
I've invested everything into this man. Oh man. Gauntlet or last man standing. I feel like he's a last man standing type of guy, but I don't have that match unlocked, I don't think. So I'm going to go with Gauntlet as his specialty. Okay, and then I know I had Kitsters. Basic stamina, basic pop. I'm going to give him Stam. I'm going to ride that. I don't want him getting drained. All right. So I think that's everything. I'm pretty happy with everything up to this point.
is it, oh shit!
Ooh.
Quick trigger.
Okay.
All right. And
Fair
then
enough. And that's a big get too. She'll be available
Big
next
get.
episode.
there we go.
So make
Yeah,
sure
so
you're back
just
next
like that.
episode.
Wait, did you just sign a Canadian then steal a Canadian? That's
Dude,
wild.
I am a Mountie. I
Hell
am
yeah,
a Timbit.
I was gonna
at
say,
heart.
Yeah.
Cheek's
Stand on
actually
guard for thee, brother.
this whole time.
Dude.
Cheek is Canadian. Canada is just some guy from Maine that we found.
I'm actually from Maine.
Dude, I love it. It's maple syrup just flowing through my veins right now. All right, 72 and 66. All right. All right, so there we go. So yeah, we got a banger of a card. We add, what did I even do this? I stole Trish Stratus and we signed Bret the Hitman Hart. Let me guess, I should probably, yeah, we at least have to get Bret the Hitman Hart on this card. What do we got to have this man do? 69 pop. I feel like he needs to call somebody out. I feel like he needs to shit talk somebody. Who's he gonna shit talk? Oh, he's a specialist. I'm gonna have him call it Triton's big ass. The rivalry we didn't know we needed.
I don't know how he's gonna get that man in the sharpshooter though.
Dude. All right. So this is all good things, and apparently I am honorary Canadian.
Hell yeah, dude. Fun fact, Maine borders New Brunswick and it's also an honorary Canadian state. Just like you find people of Minnesota. Anyways, Dr. Punching Stone says, hey, I feel like I'm the fall guy every week at the moment. He wants to win. Dude, like, you just got here. It must have been losing like hell on NXT. Let's go see his... Oof. 4 and 11. Okay. Let's go see our power cards here. Got a fixed match that's looking pretty juiced up. But I think I'm going to hold steady for now. Least popular available is Cruiser. We're definitely going to try to get bad timing. Got some bad timing. Least popular available Cruisers in a match this week. I think that's Sami Zayn. But let's try to hook up a card here. Let's look by stamina. We didn't get these two in a match. We're going to get them in a match this week. I think this is going to be our main event, and we will throw the title on the line and probably a stipulation as well. We got a few other things brewing here. I think we got a few people I want to swap back to. What we're going to do is we are going to role change Brooks Jensen from heel to face because he is still at the local medical facility and he's not been cleared to wrestle just yet. But somebody who doesn't like that is Drew McIntyre. Where is...
Oh, Drew is going to cut such a good promo in his Oxy.
Oh, buddy. You already know. What else do we got here? Punching Stone. I can try to go get him somebody easy to beat. Let's take a quick look at the jobbers. Who we got? Bunch of garbage. Oh, Chuck McSwaggin could reignite that old rivalry. And in fact, I think we'll sign Chuck McSwaggin for one night stand to see maybe if we can do that. And we're gonna take another little look. Oh, people wanted Ace backdraft, but he comes already being grumpy. So Ace, figure it out yourself. And we're gonna give ourselves 160,000 by making one more search here. Psycho Sally, obviously a goat herself, but I think we're gonna just stay clear of our... Okay, one more. One more. Oh, the Gerdskis, just not who I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I do love Gerdski, but we just signed Chuck McSwagsters. I guess I could have a triple threat between the boys. You know what? Just for the people.
Yes. Dude, he's alive.
For the record, oh yeah, 2K24 accidentally killed him in the first season.
Not accidentally.
It was an accident.
You were very upfront about it.
It was very bad. Go watch season 1, 2K24. I just want to say Clay Corbin is giving me very big Nick Nosedive vibes. Just saying. So they might be a good tag team together.
Yeah, I always pictured those two kind of together.
So on the court and in the water, dude. We're gonna get that match set up right now. Punching Stone, McGurdsky, and I wish Gurdsky had a mustache. But I think maybe we'll even set this one up to possibly be in a steel cage. And we're going to do that as well. We're going to run in on Dr. Punch and Stone, dude. Hopefully the steel cage, I mean, that's 44 thou. I could probably just save half my, because I don't have any rivalries that are going to get resolved. It'll only just give us an extra 1,000 fans. So I think I'll save almost $20,000, $18,000 by choosing TLC instead. Just to make it fun. They're going to grab some Cole's cash, baby. What else? Looking at stamina. We could run this back, but we do need to actually... Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to rule change Nikki. And we're going to have the other two, because we need this feud hopefully ready by the go home show. Lola Vice is not happy. Stamina again. I think we'll open this one, although it didn't rate that well. Maybe we won't open with it. But Sean Spears, Obafemi, I don't know why. It's fighter, bruiser, face heel, 15 and 16 ring XP, and I know Sean Spears just got extra 15 popularity. Maybe that little boost up to 69 will help him get at least 3 stars on that match, especially if I put a stip on it. Alexa Bliss is getting the week off. What I'm gonna do, stamina again. I think I'm gonna run Randy Orton and AJ Styles, and I think this is gonna obviously open our show probably, even though Sean Spears now is more popular than both AJ Styles and Randy Orton. I think, especially if we do something like a last man standing, we're gonna be looking pretty good there. And when it comes to Karrion Kross and R-Truth, we're going to get them in a match to see if that rivalry will grow as well. And I think we'll try to do a submission match. And again, we're spending $100,000. My thought, maybe even more actually, we might be spending $112,000. My thought going into this year is I want a lot more stipulated matches. I got so many injury rehab cards. If somebody gets hurt, we're good to go on that front. Maybe I can boost somebody up. I think I'm gonna boost AJ Styles to the moon because he's a former world champion. Doesn't really make sense how he lost so much stamina and he's smiling with teeth That is valuable. So let's get AJ Styles back to the moon into his. He didn't ask for a rematch for his world title, so I guess he knows that he needs to, get back into the people's eye a little bit. Did I just use to the moon? Oh shit! Now I got to use 2 more cards. Fuck. We're gonna. No, we're gonna. Fuck. What did I do?
Use to the moon.
Yeah, thanks.
You could buy fixed match and use that for punching stone.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
good
like,
call. Good call. Let's do that.
Sometimes life works out, but what's the last card gonna be?
Yeah, what is the last card going to be? I think, you know what? I might as well just rock this now. I'm going to give this contract magnet to R-Truth.
We're
gonna get him for
locks
another
for the season now, right? Or
no,
you
5
did 10
weeks out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You did
he's
10.
going to be 5 weeks out from the season here. So if I can extend him for 4 more weeks, I literally only pay him at Mania if he makes Mania. Let's say he wins the Rumble, then we only have to pay him at Mania. So that, if I can get a extendo, do I have one? No, I don't. If I can get an extendo, we'll be looking pretty good. We do not have enough money to do anything else, so I think, let me take a last look. We don't really have that many titles on the line because all of our champions are sitting out. That's why our ladies championship is going to be our main event. I could probably take this out, but just with their stamina, I'm looking, you know what? I'm going to make this just a tables match instead. It's still carrying across the specialty. And it kind of flows in from last week's table match. Instead of a triple threat tables match, it's going to be a one-on-one tables match. And I'm going to call that one good to... I can't... No, I'm not buying any... what do you call them? Logistics. So we are good.
All right, this time we kick it off with WCW, a package plays showing Xavier Woods getting beat on Here Comes the Pain by Dragon Repairman and then beating him up, causing a heel turn. The New Day, they're so hated and so evil. But the Motor City... I need to practice the actual gun noise that gets used in their theme. I'll have it ready for the next episode. Got to recalibrate the brain to my TNA days. But the Motor City Machine Guns are here as I turn my controller back on because we have it on a timer so I don't waste my batteries. And the batteries are fully charged for the Motor City Machine Guns. We unfortunately do not get an extension on the feud. We also, I'm not going to lie, I thought this match would do better. Tornado Tag was a specialty there for Chris Sabin. I can see it floating behind him. So did not perform as well as I thought here, but I think this could also feed to my theory that it's possible that since it's 2 different eras of Woods and Kingston, they might not have that chemistry, so we might have to work that up a little bit. Time will tell, but the Guns get the job done. Skull and Bones get the victory. Their first of hopefully many on WCW. And then the Meta 2 come out to the ring, and they're getting ready. We're gonna pair this up with the role change, right? This is a classic take liberties moment. All right. So they're getting ready to cut a promo, man. They're trying to move that feud to the next level, increase the intensity. And every time Lash Legend goes to talk to the mic, you just hear someone go, "Meep." Just real annoying noise. "Meep." I mean, that's annoying as fuck. Okay, I got to stop. People are actually going to stop watching the videos. But that noise keeps getting made. And then Jakara Jackson grabs the mic, and she goes to talk about, "Meep." And we find out that it's Kairi Sane backstage in a mic making that annoying noise. And it's so irritating. It's so guttural and just nails on the chalkboard, dude. And it actually causes Kairi Sane to turn heel, but it stopped the rivalry from moving up because we never got to actually hear what Meta 2 was going to say. Then in the ring, Charlie Dempsey, he demanded a rematch from Sonya Deville. He said, "Look, Farouk got the better of me, but I felt cheated. I can beat him. That's why he didn't hit a third Dominator. That's why he did that face wash. Some said it's because he doesn't respect me, but I think it's because he knows that I can beat him." And so Sonya Deville went up to Farouk, who was just sitting in catering, enjoying his night off, and she said, "Farouk, you're going to have a match tonight with Charlie Dempsey." And he dropped his burger to the plate, and he looked up and he said, "Damn!" And the match Gets it away. I mean, Farouk says, I got his number. Damn it. My damn for me now.
Damn.
But excited that these guys got 3.5 stars without a stipulation. But, like, you know, unfortunately, their curve going to be a little off. Miscalculation there. Could cost us some fans this week. But yet again, Dempsey staying in, keeps getting up. Farouk hits that classic main event spine buster. And Dempsey gets up. He hits a Dominator, goes for the pin, but he lifts him up before the 3 count. Throws Dempsey out to the floor. And he hits a Dominator up on the ramp, that steel guard of the ramp. And Dempsey is down. Farouk gets back into the ring, and Dempsey's slowly trying to crawl his way back in. The count hits 10 before he does, and Farouk brushes by him on the way to the back, hoping that he never has to deal with Charlie Dempsey again. And we already took our liberties. Meh, or whatever noise I made earlier. And then Tamina finds out she's got a rematch with Io Sky. Io Sky wanted Tamina to put the title on the line. And then our backstage interviewer went up to Tamina and said, are you excited to put your title on the line? And she said, no. And they're like, what do you mean? She said, nah, title's not on the line. I decided it's not on the line. So they go to the ring, non-title action, and Io Sky, she just feels a little demoralized. She thought she was getting her championship rematch, and she doesn't. So Tamina able to take advantage of that, a little bit of mental warfare, and yet again, just like last week, hits the Tamina splash. She's got Io Sky's number. Won the women's title last week. Wins non-title match this week. 3 stars. Rivalry up to level 2. But Io Sky is going to have to get into the playbook and figure out a game plan. And then Fraxium is out into the ring. And I actually don't know if, in like real life lore, if they let Fraxium cut promos through his mask or if he's silent. So you can let me know in the comments. But for now, Nathan Frazier and Axiom come to the ring, and Axiom gets really animated, and he lifts his arms up like he's picking somebody up, and he kind of makes some signals, and he looks at Nathan Frazier, and Nathan Frazier grabs the mic and goes, Axiom says that last week the NWO got lucky, and then Axiom goes up to the top rope and hits a moonsault to just the mat because no one's there. And Nathan Frazier says, Axiom says that the NWO is nothing but a joke. We could do flips over them. We could run circles around them. And as he says that, Axiom's running circles around Nathan Frazier. And then Axiom signals in something that everyone knows what he's saying. And he does the belt pose around the waist. And the crowd gets excited. And they start going, Fraxium, Fraxium. And Nathan Frazier says, well, I don't got to tell you what he said that time. NWO know that we are coming for you guys, and we will get the WCW Tag Team titles. Tatum Paxley and Julia start their match. They're going back and forth. It's a rematch from last week. And then they hear a scream, nobody's ready for Asuka! And Asuka inserts herself into the match. Tatum Paxley shoves Julia into Asuka. Asuka puts on the Asuka lock, and Tatum Paxley, she's not even worried about winning the match. She's just laughing and pointing. She pulls an Austin Theory, if you know, you know. And while Julia's in the submission, she is just kicking Julia. So Julia finally taps out to save herself. Asuka gets the win, but Tatum Paxley feels like she's on top of the world as their rivalry goes to level 2. And Six makes his way out to the ring holding the tag titles and says, I know you guys are wondering where my boy Big Kev is, but Big Sexy Kevin Nash, he's got a Falls Count Anywhere match in tonight's main event against the United States champion Tommaso Ciampa. So I just wanted to come out to the ring to let you know that if you stand united with the NWO, if you don't let yourself fall for the tricks of Axiom and Nathan Frazier, if you don't let yourself fall to the lies, the deceit of Tommaso Ciampa, he got his partner fired. He wants to act like he's mad. I feel like he probably got him kicked out because he wants to protect himself. But the NWO, man, you want to know what the NWO is? The NWO is for life, and that is just too sweet. And he gets 5 fans for the promo. Main event action here. Title is not on the line, but Kevin Nash wanted to fight a champion. Sonya Deville agreed to allow him to face, Tommaso Ciampa in the Falls. They do and diddly deed be counting anywhere. And as these two are brawling throughout the arena, they go into the crowd, they go backstage, and there's a door marked DIY locker room. And Tommaso Ciampa kind of, it freezes him a little bit. He looks up at the sign, and he feels a little bit disheartened. And Kevin Nash throws him into the door. And Tommaso Ciampa is thrown into the room. But before Kevin Nash goes into the room, he removes the DIY plate, and underneath it you see it's the new world order locker room, and 6 is there waiting. It's a 2-on-1 assault, and Kevin Nash is able to use that to his advantage. Hits a jackknife on Tommaso Ciampa from the heights of a nice couch that was in their locker room, right? We've all been there as kids. You know, you do the cool spots. I had one of those like Hulk Hogan little wrestler guys that would make noises and stuff. Dude, I hit some crazy spots off the couch. That's what Kevin Nash did to get the victory over Tommaso Ciampa. A statement by the NWO closing out this episode of WCW.
Oh, man. Honky Tonk Man and Sandman. Sandman used his rematch clause to try to get the title back. The Honky Tonk Man came to the ring, tried to perform a greatest hits concert before the match. The Sandman stumbles down the ramp. Shotgun in one hand, kendo stick in the other. Sandman says, if I wanted to hear a man scream over bad guitar playing, I'd go to karaoke night at the biker bar. Ooh. Honky Tonk Man says, listen here, you drunken degenerate. I'm the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. And you're the greatest waste of ball space. And they go ahead, they get it on. Honky Tonk tries to hit a guitar solo. But the Sandman smashes it mid-riff. Sandman pulls out a mini fridge of beer from under the ring. The Honky Tonk hits the shake, rattle, and roll. But he slips on the spilled beer. And it cost him dearly. The Sandman grinning, soaked in beer, says ain't no honky. And there sure as hell ain't no tonk in here. And then Triton's big ass, he is well aware that a new Canadian is on the roster. And no, he's not talking about Trish Stratus. He's talking about that piece of shit Bret the Hitman Hart. So he knows that the competition's stiffening up a bit. So Triton needs to get his ass in shape, so he gains 3 ring XP. And then here we go, Sol Ruka, Blair Davenport, trying to become the face of the women's division. Sol Ruka, Blair Davenport with her arms crossed, says, I'm ruthless, I'm dangerous, I'm British. That's 3 things Sol Ruka isn't. And Sol, laughing at her, says, I've got charisma, I've got flips, and a sick playlist. And I don't look like I was raised inside a damn tea kettle. You British son of a bitch. Here we go. Who wants to become the face of NXT? Sol Ruka just absolutely gonna dominate this women's division this season. I can feel it. She even says it herself, she knows she's the face of the women's division. This face, it's built for banners, baby. She holds up her title, and the crowd goes nuts, and that rivalry grows to level 2. Ilya Dragunov gets his rivalry with Javon Evans to grow to level 2 as well. And that is an interesting rivalry. That is a rivalry built on respect, but The hate comes from the different fight styles. He thinks Javon Evans a little too flashy, a little too much substance. Ilya Dragunov says you could be so much better if you just focused in and honed in on those skills. And then Rey Mysterio called out Gunther. This is a story of pride, prejudice, and pinatas. Gunther begins ranting that Austrian discipline is being disrespected by Rey Mysterio's flippy nonsense, mass silliness, and unlicensed pinata usage. Your luchador tradition is a mockery of wrestling. I am the sausage of substance. Your spicy confetti. And Rey is very confused. He fires back, Gunther, you look like a pretzel vendor who skipped leg day. I'm not scared of your bratwurst body. So this match is a special stipulation. The winner gets to hang their national flag above the ring for 1 month. They come down to the ring. Gunther pulls out a big wiener schnitzel. Rey brings a mariachi band to ringside. Let's see the battle. And there it is. Even though Gunther, during the match, powerbombed a trumpet player, Rey Mysterio hits him with a 619 that knocks Gunther into a large, decorative pinata, which explodes in a cloud of glitter and tacos. Rey covers him up for the win. Now that's Lucha Libre, brat boy. And the mariachi band plays while the Mexican flag is raised above the ring. Rey Mysterio comes away with the big victory. And then Uncle Howdy and the Fiend Bray Wyatt are determined to break up the brothers. They think that they know what it takes to get them to turn on each other, to make family, to show that family can truly break if enough pressure is applied. The rivalry grows to level 2. We'll see if that can happen. And then we've seen it before. Here we go. Part 2. Can a rivalry spark? Can Ye Hail get their first victory as a tag team unit? And can they get the titles? No. Damn it. The rivalry does start, though. Team Corporate comes away with the big victory, and they get the tag team title belts, and they put them between their legs, and they start doing a little giddy up in the ring, mocking Fallon Henley. And they all start going, Ye Hail, Ye Hail. And the crowd loves it, and they also start going, Ye Hail. And the rivalry grows to level 1. And crickets for Bret the Hitman Hart as he comes out for the first time. Even Canada hates this Canadian. Bret the Hitman Hart. He sparks a rivalry with Triton.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And everyone is wondering why the hell Bret the Hitman Hart has beef with Triton. And we will find out in the next episode of the CodyVerse, so stick around. Whew. And then here we go. This is a juicy one. This is Beast versus Breaker. This all started. Braun Breaker calls himself the most powerful man in NXT and claims that his spear makes Batista's just look like getting a strong hug from his grandmother. Braun Breaker says, Batista, I respect what you used to be, but your spear looks like you tripped into a hug. Mine, it cuts people in half. I don't hit you with it, I'd launch you into next week with it. Batista says, listen, Junior, you bark real loud, but this ain't the kennel. When I hit a spear, they don't get back up. When I powerbomb someone, it's a career decision. You're trying to copy a blueprint that I invented. But all you are is a Temu knockoff. So this stipulation, this match can only be won with a spear or a power bomb. No pins, no submissions, just sheer brute force. And here it is. Batista overtakes Braun Breaker to win the title. Braun charges in for that spear. Batista leapfrogs, catches a mid-run, and hits a Batista bomb so hard it resets Braun's shitty haircut right through the table. Batista stands over him, says, "This ain't Steiner math, kid. This is evolution, and you're still in the Stone Age."
Oof. Fuck.
Oof.
And this one's going to open up with AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Last week, AJ Styles lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Kevin Owens, and that's because Randy Orton and Demon Finn Balor, they wouldn't leave the ringside, and he cost AJ Styles the match. And AJ Styles, he hasn't even demanded a rematch yet because he knows he needs to beat the piss out of Randy Orton to stay alive with the CodyVerse fans. And Randy Orton, he just joined for the chaos, baby. We love the Viper. We love the Legend Killers. And this one's a last man standing. So the bell rings, and these guys, they don't touch gloves. AJ Styles goes for that calf crusher early, but Orton, he rolls out of the ring, and he grabs a kendo stick from under the ring. And he starts whacking AJ Styles. This one goes into the crowd, and Orton, he superplexes AJ onto the ramp. And AJ runs, hits a phenomenal forearm off a speaker, and neither men are they're not giving up yet. It's brutal finish. Somebody's going to get folded across the steel. And as I click, why does it do that to me? There we go. And AJ Styles wraps a cord from the speaker around his arm. And with that thick wire wrapped around his arm, he whacks Randy Orton with a phenomenal forearm. Orton doesn't move. AJ Styles slowly rises, makes it up before 9, and wins the match. That's a 3.5 stars. This one goes to level 2. And AJ Styles, he's climbing back, and he also was strapped with a rocket to the moon, so that should do well for him. Brooks Jensen's in the local medical facility, and he's getting messages. It's coming in from Kendrick Lamar. It's coming in from J. Cole. It's coming in from all the guys. It's coming in from even Lil Baby sent him a message, and they're all saying, "Hey, man, get well soon. We know you dropped that big plate on your head, but we know you're going to get back in there and make more music." Brooks Jensen hasn't responded. He's still not conscious. Sean Spears attacked Obafemi last week. He debuted. He hasn't removed his mask yet, and he cost Obafemi that #1 contenders match. Obafemi is done. He's being treated like that bully. You know, when you get to a new school and you see the bully there, and you're like, I got to take out the bully. And Obafemi, he's tired of being labeled the bully. He's going to take back his playground tonight, baby. And this one is just the normals match. It's actually our only normal match on the card. So Sean Spears opens this one up, and we see actually how he can move in the ring this time. He's dodging around. He's kind of high flying. Obafemi's kind of not catching up to him. And then Oba finally screams. He does a rage, and he screams, "Oh, you want to be bullied? All right." But he doesn't get to be the bully, because Sean Spears, he takes that motivation and he comes through slapping Obafemi all around. Obafemi, the rage is building, and as his rage builds, it kind of blinds him. He can't really control himself. So Sean Spears easily hits his rolling DVD onto Obafemi, and he's going to win this match. That's going to grow to level 2, and it's a 3-star match. So we did our curve so far correctly. Drew McIntyre, he gets on. He's in the middle of the ring with a microphone. Got to get ready. And he says, "Oi, Brooks, you big lummox. I've heard your raps, mate. You sound like a Neanderthal doing slam poetry in the pub, bud." He goes, "Log to the face? Is that supposed to intimidate me? I've taken stiffer hits from a midge." He's like, "You walk around grunting like you just discovered fire, but guess what, you prehistoric bumf? I got Angela with me, and I'll see you soon." And that pops the rivalry, even though Brooks Jensen's unconscious. Drew McIntyre's, what do you call it? Just rage against him is brewing, and it's starting a rivalry, even if Brooks can't respond. This one, Karrion Kross is sick of R-Truth because he only won with an Irish whip last week. He says that this isn't about comedy. This is wrestling, baby. And of course, Karrion Kross kind of passed over there on WCW. He was the U.S. champion to end the year. So he did get his opportunities. He did get his flowers. But this time, he wants to be Intercontinental. So he wants to incapacitate R-Truth to the point where R-Truth isn't going to be able to make the pay-per-view. And in this tables match, it's kind of a rematch of last week. It was supposed to be Karrion Kross' specialty, but he went out early. Can he get his revenge? But no, baby. He tries. Wow, 4 stars. He locked in the cross jacket. He laid R-Truth on the table. R-Truth just kept, like, every time he went to the maybe even Brett's rope, R-Truth would just roll off. He's like, son of a bitch. Puts him back on the table, rolls off. He's what the hell's going on? And as he's trying to figure it out, R-Truth picks him up into an FU position, attitude adjustment right through the table, costs Karrion Kross the match, and R-Truth 4 stars. He's looking good, not looking incapacitated for that pay-per-view. Nikki, she puts on the mask, and as she puts on that mask, it snaps to her face. You guys ever see The Mask starring Jim Carrey?
Ooh, I was thinking that, and I also thought you were going to reference the Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, the Goosebumps good one.
Sure. Good right. Calls both ways.
Oh, what's the matter? There's no bottom to this mask. There's no line in between the mask and your skin. There's no place I can reach my hand in. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
But yeah, good calls both ways. Goosebumps is even spookier vibes, so that's an even better one. It slaps onto her face, and she starts screaming, but she is now possessed and evil, just as Alexa Bliss wanted. Match 4, baby. We got Gunther McGirder making his 2K25 debut. We got local talent Dr. Punching Stone. We got local talent Chuck Swaggin. And there's Cole Cash on the line up there in the TLC. And this one starts, we got back from commercial break, and these 3 men, are already in the ring, ready to climb ladders. And who's going to pull this one down? Well, guess what? We already know Dr. Punching Stone's already up there, and he pulls it down. 2 stars. He's running around the ring with his Cole's Cash, lifting it up like he just won Money in the Bank. But then through the crowd comes Sami Zayn, rolls into the ring, hits him with a big-ass boot. Dr. Punching Stone drops like a rock, get it? And then he picks up the Cole's Cash, and he says, "This is mine, not yours. I earned this." And he runs off with the Cole's Cash. Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan are not happy with the spooky spooksters, and they called them out saying, "We deserve the titles. You guys don't even have tag chemistry." Did you see that one tweet from that guy who said you guys are not good tag chemistry? Exactly. And that really pissed off Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, because they're like, we're good friends, actually. We were tag team champions twice in the past. Like, we have chemistry. And they go, no, you don't. I saw the tweet. That one guy, that one specific person said you don't have chemistry. And they're like, well, fuck, we'll show you, I guess. And that's level 2. That grows level 2. And in the main event, this falls, they count anywhere. They count on the floor. They count on the ring ramp. They count in the parking lot, baby. No matter where they count, they just count. So Charlotte Flair, she's deemed herself the Queen of Raw. You know, we talk about advertising queens. She just wants her throne as a wrestling queen, baby. But Becky Lynch, she's the man, and she's not going out easily. So this one starts, and they immediately just leave the ring and start going at it. Charlotte suplexes Becky onto the timekeeper's table, and it hurts. But Becky Lynch, they keep brawling around, and Becky Lynch is slamming her into the seats, into the crowd. They somehow make their way all the way up through the back into the concourse, into the parking lot, and they're fighting on top of a hood of a car. And Becky kind of pulls her down into the disarmor on that windshield. Will Charlotte Flair tap out on the hood of a car? Yes, she does. It was too painful. Damn.
Damn.
4.5-star classic match. We don't get a rivalry going up, but it was so painful on the hood of that card. Charlotte Flair didn't have a chance but to tap out. So is that going to be enough to get something going with, we got the figure 4 versus Disarmer? That's a little interesting feud. And fuck, if we're going to get 4.5 stars, feed me more 4.5 stars, ladies. I'll put you in the main event every time.
And then we head over to ECW, feeding no appetites over here. They're going to kick it off. Last week, Oro Mensah upset the television champion Omos. He's trying to go back to back. And he can't. The equalizer. Omos gets a win. And this time they start a feud. Yet again, a 3.5-star match with these guys. But Omos avenges his loss last week. And we'll have to look forward to that rubber match to see what happens there. Razor comes out to the ring, calling out Trick Williams, saying the only trick is how the hell you got to ECW, how you even got this opportunity. You've been a joke across CodyVerse, and I'm going to continue to prove it. Their rivalry goes up level 2 because Trick Williams is like, damn, bro, that was like kind of mean as hell, dude. And then Nikita Lyons woke up Wendy Chu from her nap last week, and Wendy Chu wasn't happy. But this week, she's smiling, dude. She's like, oh, this is fine. Everything's fine. Nikita Lyons, a little sketched out, but she closes her eyes, and she starts doing her crazy punches and kicks that she does because she's kind of like martial artist style, And I'm going to insert, if I remember, I'm going to try to find the clip. I guess as I'm reviewing this, I'm going to hear me say this and try to find it. There is, I forget what show it was. I think it's an Evolve show. They introduce her, and she goes through the craziest thing where she has like 5 personalities trying to figure out what to do to pose, as her name is called. And she does that to Wendy Chu with her eyes closed. And Wendy Chu accidentally gets caught by one of the kicks. Nikita Lyons opens her eyes, sees Wendy Chu on the mat, pins her to get the win. And then Indy Hartwell says, I'm trying to get a little bit of support. I want to build something special in ECW because you never know who's going to be here tomorrow. And then Korza, I know Korza's like a huge Indy Hartwell fan, and he's up there in the nosebleeds because we didn't realize we aren't comp as fucking tickets to go to ECW, buddy. You can pay for your own to go there.
Yeah, sorry,
he's up at the top. He's like, I love Indy Hartwell. And so she does get a fan for it. Tables action. Angel wanted to get another shot for him and Berto against A-Town Down Under, but Armando isn't having it. He's like, you got a feud with Josh Briggs, buddy. And Grace Waller is also in the tables match, so Angel goes, all right, that's fine. Briggs goes to charge at Angel. Angel gets out of the way, and Grayson Waller gets obliterated through a table. But it's elimination style, so Angel able to take advantage. He puts Josh Briggs through a separate table, getting the 3-star victory. Their rivalry up to level 2. And then Austin Theory coming out to the ring. And it's like, hey, we need some fans, man. We need some support. My boy Grayson just got put through, we're trying to be tag team wrestlers. We shouldn't have to do that. Give us some support. Give us some love. ECW needs it. They get 2,000 fans. And then it's AOP. Pat is the P in AOP until I'm proven otherwise. And the unnamed team until the next video when you guys have named it, unless we record the next video before this one premieres, at which point, I guess they'll remain unnamed a little bit longer. Tyler Bate and Alpha looking to get another tag team victory, and they do just that. 2.5 stars this week for the unnamed victory. Rivalry up to level 2. And then Scarlett comes out to the ring and it was like, whoever the hell that was in the nosebleeds that was cheering for Indy Hartwell, you suck. And then Indy Hartwell comes out to defend her favorite fan, and a brawl ensues. Their rivalry up to level 2. And in the main event, man, oh man, I'm doing the, you can't see it obviously, but I'm doing the awkward turtle right now. Trish Stratus coming out to the ring, and you're like, oh, this is such a great rivalry. But rumor has it she might not be. And Trish Stratus gets a victory on the way out, just increasing her popularity for her new future.
Walks
4
out
stars.
Middle fingers high.
4 stars on that match. Level 2 on the rivalry that is going to immediately go away. For our rundowns here for the second show of season 2. In the opener, 3 stars on the Tornado tag. The Motor City Machine Guns take down the New Day. 3.5 stars for Farouk defeating Charlie Dempsey. Their rivalry up to level 2. Tamina defeats Io Sky once again. 3 stars. Their rivalry up to level 2. Rivalry to level 2 for Tatum Paxley and Julia. Sam Paxley taunts as Asuka locks in the Asuka lock, making Julia tap out in the main event. Falls count anywhere. Kevin Nash with a sick jackknife off of a really nice couch, getting the victory there. They do start a feud. Tag side, tag call out does not work on the women's side, but tag call on the men's side does work for Axiom, moving to level 2 with the NWO. On NXT 2.0, kicks off with the Sandman getting back his North American Championship, taking down the Honky Tonk Man in a 4-star tables match. They also begin a feud. Feud to level 2 as Sol Ruka defeats Blair Davenport once again, hanging on to a Women's Championship. 3 stars there. Rey Mysterio wins and has his nation's flag draped over the arena, showing it off there. 3.5 stars on the match. Rivalry to level 2 between he and Gunther. Women's tag feud is now officially underway, but we weren't saying ye hail here as they came up short. Team Corporate keeping the tag team titles.
Hail.
And then 3.5 stars in the main event. Batista bombs Braun Breaker through the table, getting the gold and kick, starting their feud. On the call side of things, Ilya Dragunov goes to level 2 with Javon Evans. Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt push level 2 with the Usos, and then the Hitman calls out Triton, and they have a new feud beginning. Then on Raw, 3.5 stars, last man standing match. AJ Styles finds a way to get that win over Randy Orton. Their rivalry up to level 2. Rivalry level 2 as well as Sean Spears finds a path to victory against Oba Femi in a 3-star match. R-Truth, he just has Karrion Kross's number right now. 4 stars over Cross in the tables match. Their rivalry up level 2. TLC style. Dr. Punching Stone gets that Cole's cash, but he met a Helluva kick from Sami Zayn afterwards. 2 stars on that match. Rivalry level 2 between Zayn and Punching Stone in the main event. 4.5 stars. Incredible. I mean, not even with a rivalry here, they went out and put that on. Look at that. 4.5-star performance. 5 for the rules. Congratulations. We don't always call it all the individual stars, but you can look down there and see why this got 4.5 stars. Very strong performance from the ladies in the main event. Becky Lynch keeping her title. On the call side of things, Drew McIntyre mocking Brooks Jensen and his musical career. And then, as my controller betrays me, once again, Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan go to level 2 with Alexa Bliss. And I about said Karrion Kross. I was with my brain fractured right there. And Nikki Cross on the tag side. Finally for ECW. Little crisscross, cross.
Yeah.
Ora Mensa falls this week to Omos. Rivalry beginning there. 3.5 stars for Omos' victory. 1.5 stars for Nikita Lyons, closing her eyes, doing some crazy shit, and then getting the victory over Wendy Chu. Angel able to win the triple threat tables match. 3 stars there. Rivalry with Josh Briggs going up to level 2. The Unnamed get the victory over AOP. 2.5 stars. Their rivalry is up to level 2. And then Trish Stratus on her way out the door puts on a 4-star match with Bianca Belair. But of course, that feud now wiped. On the call side of things, Razor is really rude to Trick Williams. They go to level 2. And then Scarlett is really rude to Korza. Her and Indy Hartwell go to level 2. For WCW, we get a 114 rating score. We're going to get 21,000 fans, $45,000. We get the immediate tag chemistry with the Motor City Machine Guns and Big Sensation. I don't know if that was the same guy talking shit to Canada, but it's like Woods and Kofi Kingston worked okay as a tag team, I guess. So we will have to spend a little bit more time to get the New Day truly with the chemistry since they're from the different eras. On NXT 2.0, a 116 rating score. They're going to get 24,000 fans, $61,000. Over on the Raw side of things, a 111 score. They're going to go 19,000 fans and $15,000. And then for ECW, a 108 rating score. They're going to get 18,000 fans and $75,000. Scouted coming my way for my commissioner goal this week. Oh, I didn't even realize we got the Smiling with Teeth, and we did not get a really good card. We get a second scouted card. So that hurts my feelings only a lot.
Damn it.
Yes.
And then
No,
Cheek
there's-
gets.
you want 3.
We said it at Mania. He's going to get that 2.3 mil in the first episode of season 2, and he did just that. So joining us in 3 Trophy Club for 2.3 million fans for Canada on Raw. He got the challenge Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I don't remember what that one is, but he gets contract negotiation 2 for that. So he was talking about contract negotiations earlier, and he got one right there. There are the standings. So as we close out this episode, I am 13,000 fans ahead of Armando. Armando is 71,000 fans ahead of Canada. Canada, 27,000 fans ahead of Cheek. And, of course, we're going to Canada. And, of course, it's Canada getting to see his emails first.
Of course. Let's go with Punch and Stone. That loser Zane attacked me during the last fight. I'm not gonna stand for garbage like that. I want to settle things in the ring with him in the next 3 weeks. Yeah, sure, that's great. That's literally the plan, brother. Good. You mess with Punching Stone, you pay the price. Just imagine him like pounding his fist into his hand when he says that.
Oh, he's pounding something.
Yo, Triple H says we just brought a new physical trainer on, cutting edge stuff. We can load him to the brand to train some superstars for free, or we could pay both Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch for $30K. Let's take a look at the roster.
And I assume this is a Ring XP since they're saying training.
Oh,
That's how I'm reading that. Or no,
yeah.
sorry. He says stamina layer in the message, so it's just stamina. My bad.
I think we can keep Sami Zayn out for now, and I'm gonna do Becky Lynch for free. Free sounds great. I like free things, so take him to work with Becky. Send him over.
All right, and we are gonna send you guys to the end of the video. So Canada, you saw your emails first there, so we'll have you give your roundup here. You know, first episode of a new season, we all had to kind of get our feet. We all came in to tonight with game plans for our first show, and then we all got thrown for a little bit of a loop. So first episode of a new season can, get a little consuming because you're trying to figure out how you want to set things up. And if anything goes off the rails, you got to adjust. Canada, how do you feel with how you're starting up season 2 and anything you're excited for now that we've booked a couple shows?
I'm feeling pretty good. I want to get that money up even more. I think we're gonna we got plans obviously for the first pay-per-view and our go home show. So I think we'll let the cards kind of fall and lay as I see them. And then after the first pay-per-view, we are getting an influx of money from Cody. We're getting $100,000. So I think after the first pay-per-view, you'll be seeing me dip back into that free agency, and we're gonna make a good push after week 5. So I think we're setting ourselves up nicely. We're still in a good spot here in third. We got to catch up to Armando and then leap you, but it's a challenge I'm here for.
Yeah, on my side, that's the thing I've got to keep in mind is, a lot of times early in the season, that's where you can kind of spend, maybe get some contracts going, get some logistic upgrades. So coming into today, I knew I wanted to use a Godlike right away. I also knew I wanted to make that arena upgrade right off rip because, if this is where we were at after the first PLE, I'm giving you $100,000. I now have $79,000. And even though we're earning more money as the seasons go, I will be at a little bit of a deficit there financially. So I've got to be careful. I want to try to pad my lead, put on good shows. I was very happy with the shows I put on here this episode, but I've also got to be mindful that the money situation can get tight. So I want to add a little bit to the roster, but I also don't want to get too carried away with temporary contracts, even though with WCW, I can give all of them an extension at once with my power card there. But it's going to be intense, and Armando's money did go up because the other man on this call, Cheek, made a handful of big moves, but one of his cheat code big moves came out to play. So Armando does get cash back for Trish Stratus, but Cheek, a huge episode for you for the roster. I mean, you added tonight Trish Stratus, Batista, Honky Tonk Man, and Rey Mysterio all end up on NXT 2.0's roster. A lot of incredible beef. You've still got another cheat code card that you might use this season. You might wait until later on. but a big episode for you for roster building.
Hey, we at the beginning of this recording when I did my emails, Triple H said I sucked ass season 1, and I told him the gloves were coming off. The gloves came off. We used a card. Yeah, we signed Rey Mysterio for half price. Honky Tonk Man was half price. Batista was half price, and then we finally did it. I used the cheat code card. I go out and get Trish Stratus. I wanted an Immortal, no questions, duh. But I wanted to go get a female to really bolster my women's division because that division is really lacking in high-end stars. And then go out, use the Godlike card, and add another Immortal and go get Bret the Hitman Hart. So really, just in the blink of an eye, you add 5 very high-end legends or Immortals to the roster. And then, so far the shows have been great. Got a lot of rivalries going and things like that. So I've really had quite the influx in card quality to start the season. Obviously, we got to manage stamina, but overall, a very good sign if you're Team Cheek for season 2.
Yeah, all the stars. And I forgot to even say, Bret Hart. You'd think I'm the guy from Maine that doesn't actually
you
love
shading
Canada.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. But massive first episode here for season 2, first booking episode. So, of course, in the next episode, we'll get that first go-home show of season 2. And as you see our rosters building out, we're always looking, the feuds that you're excited to see, the feuds that you think you might see. Always let us know. We're paying attention, but it's always good. It's a nice refresh. We got all these new bodies that we're getting to build the new stories with and see what all goes down. But that will end us for this episode. And until the next video, whatever it may be, if you're not subscribed and you're hearing me at the end, you're locked into this content. So dial yourself all the way in by hitting that subscribe button. Give the videos a like. It gives us a lot of help as well. But until the next one, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Toodles.